We could probably talk all night about that. Evening, folks. It is birthing day. It's Labor Day, Gerry. Birthing day.
I was like, what the?
So it is, yeah, I screwed up on the thumbnail and had Sunday on there for for literally like 24 hours. I finally fixed it, but it is Monday. It is Labor Day. I hope everybody had a great Labor Day. And does this mean that summer's over, Gerry?
Is that I thought it was like when daylight savings ended or something like that.
No, that's gonna be in November. It used to be
That's
in
all the way
October.
to November. Jesus.
It used to be in October, right before, I think the weekend before Halloween, and then it got moved back to like the first week of November or something like that. So,
Well, I know summer's not over yet because I look at the forecast and I got 105 degrees for the next 4 days. So
you're gonna go by your forehead odometer, huh?
yeah, it's not over.
We're showing 88 right now, but whatever. So appreciate everybody joining here. We'll do some shout outs and stuff. Lots of people in here. Rebecca's already sleepy, so that's just a cop out. She's probably drinking. Let me go through my week and then kind of just share some things, and then Gerry will go through his week, and then we'll kind of go through the list here if anybody has questions or they want a specific topic they want us to cover. It can be anything you want to talk about. It doesn't even have to be stock related. It doesn't have to be options related. It can be anything, really. Gerry loves to talk about political stuff, so
politics, life, death, the meaning of life, philosophy, whatever you want to cover. We got it all.
Doesn't mean that it's just our opinion, so take it with grains of salt. All right, so my week was pretty interesting, and I'm hitting the ground running. I'm hitting the ground running this month because last month just did me in. So for September, so last week alone, it was even the whole week actually, was it? It was only 3 days actually that were in September. I took off $900 in premium last week, so I got $900 already up for 3 days of September. So I'm pretty happy about that because that's almost what I made all of last in August. So let's see here. I did put a lot of stuff on too. Let's see, what did I put on? So just on probably, was that Friday? Let's see here. Yeah, it was Friday, wasn't it? Yeah, so Friday I put on some Qs, I put on some SPYs, I put on RK, I put on TNA, I put on XBI, which Gerry has been giving me shit about. I put on a Tesla, I put on SMH as well. Also on the 2nd, which was Thursday, I put on another Qs because that's when that new expiry opened up. And then on August 31st, I put on SOXL, I put on a bunch of TQQQs as well. So, yeah, I put on a bunch of stuff. The new expiries that opened up, I've been finding they open up on the Thursday, right? And then, you just really can't mess with those. If you want to go too low anyway, you can't really mess with those. So I kind of wait until Friday when more strikes open up on that new expiry. So that's kind of the trick there, what I've been kind of learning. Sometimes I'll put one on maybe with that brand new expiry, and then I'll wait till Friday to even put more on going down lower. So as it sits right now, I just could not go into the 3-day weekend. I ended up taking off like five QQQs or something like that, for like a 61 or 62% gain. Let me look at that, matter of fact, because where is that thing? It was a pretty big gain. Let's see. Yeah, I took off 5 of them on the 1st, and it was a $300 gain for that. So it was a 62%, up. So I mean, yeah, it hit 60%, kind of just sat there for quite a few days. Why not take a little bit of risk off and then I put some more stuff on just to capture that, because who knows, the market could have rolled over the weekend. Hot Lips and Carter 2.0 and Camel Toe Harris could have said something stupid like they always do. Hyena laughing, freaking Camel Toe Harris. But yeah, so as it sits right now, I'm at $4,173 of premium cooking. And I still have those, what do you call those things, Gerry? So I still have some Baba. I got 3 Babas still sitting out there. 7,900 still sitting in those as well. 2,700, damn, 27 positions and 49 contracts. And I'm sitting at almost 24% buying power used. And I pretty much made a decision over the weekend that I probably will not add any more cash to this account right now. So that complete windfall that I'll get $181,000 will probably end up just going to the dividend portfolio. So I'll talk about that in the next week's video. So that's pretty much where I stand. And as it sits right now, the market is up. It's not up a lot. It actually opened the day a lot higher than it's at now, double what it's at now. But at least we're not negative, right? So with all the stupid shit that those lefties say. So Gerry, why don't you recap your week, Gerry, and let us know what's going on, and how are you doing, I guess.
Yeah. I was shocked that today was Monday. I'm like, what's going on today? This is just weird. So I actually did some work on Labor Day, which is odd. But I had to do it. But last week, it was kind of slow. I kind of took it easy. Didn't put very many positions on. Took very few positions off. Ended up closing the week. I'm going the whole week. I think Dave only went from the first to the third because it makes him look better. So I'm going from. I'm going the whole week of last week. I'm just kidding. But
let's see. Yeah, go ahead. I'm gonna actually see what I made all week if you count the whole week.
Yeah, well, if you talk about last week, I mean, you got to talk about the whole week.
Fair enough. You're right.
So last week I took off right at $487 of premium collected. I only opened up $528 of premium. I have about 30 some positions open, a little over 30. Cooking about 20, and let me get the exact number here. Cooking about $2,948 of premium. Only using about 22% buying power at the moment. So it was, I opened up. What did I open up? I opened up some really weird stuff like I usually do, and things that nobody ever heard of. Big Lots.
I've heard of Big Lots.
Performance Food Group. I think it's Performance. Here, which is Turtle Beach. JetBlue. Did a strangle on Western Digital, which is WDC. Sold a put on the Trade Desk. Someone actually pointed me into that one.
You're a platform maker, right?
You know what? I believe so, yes.
Well, that's one of the things they do anyway.
And then I also opened up a put on XOP. That's the last thing I did. I don't know if anybody remembers. I don't know if it was on our stream though. It could have been on the Thursday night thing, but Dave really, it was on here. Dave really,
we've talked about it on here.
Yeah, Dave really craps on XOP, and it's kind of funny because he got into XBI, which is the biotech ETF, and he always complained about XOP being volatile. And you go from XOP to biotech.
Know what it is, Gerry? What it is I'm looking at oil all day long. I'm looking at the CL because it's right next to all my major indexes that I follow. And I see CL up and I see XOP down. And it just pisses me off. You know what I mean? Even though they're not necessarily correlated, but they kind of are. at least I have nothing. I have no futures to look at for biotech. So it's just there you go.
I hope. Well, I mean, I've that's been on my watch list. I put it on my watch list about a month ago, XBI, and I just haven't found a good entry for me. So
It's not a piece of shit until it goes against me.
yeah, we'll see how it goes. I think you got a safe strike though.
By the
But
way, if I did count the whole week, I was up 1,029, so it made me look better.
there you go.
So
See, that's a win.
yeah, XBI. Let's look at that one real quick here because I just put one on contract on, and I did 11% probably on the money, so got 86 cents for it. I don't know what it's just. I just wanted to. It's another ETF, right? I mean, it's a biotech ETF, so it's not just one company. I felt like I just wanted to have all my bases covered. I'm trying to be a James Rowe here and cover all my different sectors and industries.
So do you have an XLE on then?
I do not. No. I probably should look at XLE just to put one or two of those on, but oil's just been crapped on lately. I don't know. It's been all over the place. So
yeah. So I don't blame you for getting out of XOP. It has been taken for a ride in the last couple months. So no issues there. But yeah, quiet week. I closed down 5 contracts and opened up 8. That's all I did last week. So I might have to really get busy here this short week we got going here in September, so I can start filling up October.
So XOP, just talk about XOP real quick. I got a strike of 115. So if you look at a chart, it's not below the 52-week range, but it is below like a multi-month range, right? Going all the way back to last year. So, I mean, it is what it is. We'll see, maybe it'll become a piece of shit. It's like XOP is. So what's going on, Shamir? Let's see here. Yeah, whatever alphabet soup you want to talk about. XOP. XBI.
XBI.
Yeah, present, kind of sleepy. God, sleepy already. Should probably zero work today. Just kidding. ZS report this week.
Freddie.
What's Z?
Zscaler, I believe.
Zscaler? Zscaler. Let's take a look at Zscaler here. I've heard of Zscaler, but I don't know. I've never used it. Ooh, man.
Ooh, yeah. That's funny. We had the same reaction.
Way overvalued. Whew.
Yeah, I would wait. I would definitely wait till after earnings to see where this one goes.
Yeah, I would. I definitely would. What I would do is play it after earnings and just hope it tanks, and then you can pick it up. It's after market close, so it's September 9th. What did he say the earnings was? He just said this week. Yeah, so September 9th.
So Friday, is that Friday? No, Thursday.
The thing is though, the forward PE is a 500, and I look at that and say, oh, this thing's overvalued. But it could be that the numbers just haven't caught up. So it really could be, fairly priced. But looking at the numbers here, it says it's not, so I just don't know.
Those numbers are always weird. Just depends on, you'll find a different number everywhere you look.
True. Yeah, I don't know. This definitely, they're losing money. All those numbers, this is probably reported from last earnings, but yeah, I mean, it wouldn't be something I would touch until, like, if you want to get into it, get into it after earnings. If it spikes up, then maybe you want to sell a call way up there.
Yeah.
So if I was going to get into this thing right now, like if I had to, if somebody held a gun to my head, I'd be at like a 200 or something like that. Probably no money down there.
I'd be at the 180.
180 would be even better. There's a gap there, but yeah. What, you gonna make me look bad, Gerry?
Well, I don't know. I look at you. Well, I look at the chart. If it's just, there's no way there's going to be money in this for me. I can just look at the chart in 1 second and I know that I'm not going to be able to play this.
Well, I bet you. Well, that's because you're used to stocks that you trade. I bet you there's money in this. Let me look because it's like a Fastly type of, it's a snow type of stock. You know what I mean?
There ain't gonna be nothing down at 180.
What was that ticker?
ZS.
ZS. I thought it was ZL. Damn it. Let's see here. Let's go out to October 22nd.
Yeah, it doesn't
You
even
want
go
the
that low.
180? Yeah, the 180's got nothing.
Yeah, it's got,
200. Yeah, there's not. Yeah, there's nothing. It's a big spread down at like the 205 too. Like, no, you'd have to come all the way up to like 230, maybe 215. So it's a no-go for me. I want to be at that 200 or below. 200 period moving average or lower is where I'd want to be. So,
I mean, if it falls, it could stop at the 50.
oh, it probably will. It'll probably stop at the 20, and then it'll close that gap probably, and then go back up to that little trend line that's been multi-month. But ultimately, those are all pretty weak, especially if the market turned over. If the market turned over, this thing's going to the toilet. You might as well just flush your money goodbye. All right. I cook, Dave. Microwaving is not cooking, CW. So, what's going on, Gino? He gave me a little bit of crap, I think, about making changes in my dividend portfolio. But I'll address that next week in next week's video. So,
make sure to subscribe.
What's that?
I said, make sure to subscribe.
Yeah. Next week's video. Bacon. Yeah, I had to get some Applewood bacon this time. 2.5 pounds, baby. Still $9.99, even though bacon's gone up for everybody else.
Yeah, bacon's gone up 40% for me. We actually upgraded to the black label. We spent like $6 for a pack.
That's it?
That's
is it
cheap
a pound or is it less than a pound?
It's a pound.
Yeah, but by the way, that cheap bacon, they throw water in the ingredients, so you're actually paying for water too.
Yeah, that's why it shrinks so damn much.
Yeah, getting out of a pool costs shrinkage for sure. Give the steam a like as you come in. She's 2 sheets to the wind, folks. She's already 2 sheets to the wind. Stream, there we go. What's going on, Adarox? I was so bored last night, and then no trading. Yeah, tell me about it. What have you been doing all day, Gerry? Oh, you've been working in the sweatshop. Never mind.
Yeah, I did indoor sweatshop stuff, so that's okay.
That don't count.
It's making money.
No, I guess it does count then. Yeah, what did I do today? Whole lot of nothing. I watched a movie. Yeah.
What movie? Or do we want to know?
I don't remember the name of it was. It was a God type movie though. It had, it must have been like a Christian channel or something like that.
Broke Down Palace?
No, I don't think that's a Christian movie. Yeah, it was on Prime, so yeah. It was all right. It was a love story type of thing, which is fine. Got the tissues out, got the ice cream out and
the bonbons.
Bond, yeah. Had Jenny Jones out on afterwards. What's going on, Rux? So are you working tonight or what? You off today? Yeah, I know. Tell me about it. Like, it's when we got these holidays, 3-day weekends like this, it's tough. Wait till Thanksgiving runs around. They close early one of the days are closed, it's like,
oh, I hate that.
Yeah, I know. Tell me about it. Like, and it's low volume, on that Friday, and I just it's yeah, I don't know. We should be, hey, we got the day off. We should be happy, But it's I don't know. I hate the days. I like the market days, darn it.
Well, it needs to be paid days off. If they can do paid days off, I'd be okay with it.
Gerry, you can take off stuff on Friday. Yeah, I get it. Anyways, let's see here. Maybe they forgot. Let's see here. No, it was holiday weekend. Yeah. What's going on, Dan? Long time no see. What you been up to?
I think Dan rode a bike like cross country or something recently.
Probably did. Probably took a ferry and went across the world or something. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, you got to get your bicycling in before it gets cold and wintry and all that stuff. Of course, yeah, I guess it kind of snows where he's at, but yeah, what's going on, Dan? Chucky Chill, Chuck E. Cheese, Chucky Chill Cheese,
Chucky Chill. That's like a mafia name. Chucky Chill.
Chucky Chill. Is that a Starbucks symbol?
No, that's like is that Michigan Spartans?
Yeah, it's the Starbucks colors. What's the Starbucks symbol look like? I forgot. Let's take a
Is
look
it
at
a
that.
Spartan? It looks like the Spartan logo.
Yeah, I guess it's similar. Spartan, huh?
Is it?
Cowabunga. Let's see here. No Sunday stream. Dislike unsub.
Yep, it's the
Sorry
Spartan.
to disappoint there, Matt. Got it today, though. Got Dividend Mountain for you. I'm actually thinking about renaming Dividend Mountain. What do you think about that, Jerry?
What are you gonna call it?
I haven't quite figured it out yet. Like Fire Mountain or something. Fire Investment Mountain or something. I don't know. Because it's not going to be all dividends. My portfolio is not going to be all dividends, you know. Investment mountain. I don't know.
I don't know. I like Dividend Mountain. I like the little jingle.
Well, the jingle will still be there. The jingle will still be there, Jerry. It's just it's not going to be dividend, you know. Fire and Dividend Mountain or something. I don't know.
Mountain.
Dan's here. Dan will come up with something. I guarantee you. Dan will come up with something in like 5 seconds. Mikaru, I reached out to you on Discord just to say, hey, what's going on? How have you been? Where have you been? Are you okay? Because we haven't seen you around in like weeks. So hopefully everything's okay with you out there. She probably had the day off too. That's probably why she joined. But yeah, let us know how you're doing. Dom
Gramado is another mafia name.
You be swimming with a fist, Jerry. If you don't, mind your P's and Q's, Jerry. You be swimming.
Got house painters in here.
Don't use my term.
Gotta use it.
Oh, shoot. Forget about it. What's going on? All good? Did you get back from your walk? It's 8:30. Yeah, it's got to be dark where she's at. She won't walk in the dark. Maddie. So Maddie's, he's all pissed off because there's only a Panda Express in the food court in the mall. You know of any other like Chinese chains? And I'm not talking about Wonderful Buffet or anything like that, because those are just in every town, but they're not really a chain,
No, I mean not quick serve. Sit down, yeah, you got PF Chang's.
Yeah, no.
Or as my
no, I mean, I'm talking about like mall food, Jerry.
As my son called it when he was a little boy, he goes, "Hey, we should try that Chang's."
Because that's what it'll do to you after you get done eating it.
But no, as far as quick serve Chinese, I not that I know of.
Panda Express. There was another one. I went to a mall in the hell was it? Over near Orlando or something like that. And there was a different chain in there. It was Chinese food, and it wasn't, Panda Express. It's just they're all low quality. They're all because honestly, folks, the Chinese food in America is not the same Chinese food you have over in China or anything like that. It's Americanized Chinese food. It's pumped full of MSG and all this other dog meat,
all that good stuff.
All that other alternative type of meat. So I second that. Whatever she's talking about there. What's going on, Thumper? Third motion carries. What's he saying there, Jerry?
The dislike unsub from Matt.
Third motion carries. Do what you want, folks. Do what you want. Ask questions. Ask anything you want. I mean, shoot, you want to talk to Gerry? You want to ask Gerry about birthing or something like that? He'll answer those questions for you.
I would be considered a birthing person, right?
Oh yeah. Everybody's a birthing person these days.
For sure.
I don't understand why Circleback Pasaki got on that guy about asking about, the abortion ban. I don't really understand that.
Yeah, I don't know where, that was wrong of her.
Yeah, he could have given birth. He might have given birth right before he showed up. Who knows?
If he can breastfeed, why can't he birth?
Yeah, that's true. Dave flexing $400 stocks. He's writing on Rich. What you talking about there, Willis? What you talking about, Matt? $400 stocks.
What you writing on, Dave? Oh, the
Yeah, I don't
Q's.
know. Q's. Let me see. $400 stocks. Spy. Tesla. Yeah, but those. Yeah, those. There's nothing fancy about those. I'll write on Amazon. How about that? Is that flexing? Most of the time I do a spread. So, Matt Shimoni, Thumper, all goody. There's James. Going on, James. How his week was. Let's see here. Here we go. Here's Dan laughing. What's going on, Gerry? See here, all good. Jay's place.
Jay's place. That's where all the mafia guys go hang out.
No, it's at like Frankie's, or it's at
Tony's.
Tony's. Yeah, Paulie's. Tony's. Tony's at Tony's. Yeah. See here, Adarox, Camel Toe. Yeah, poor Camel Toe Harris, man. She's a piece of work. She's been completely absent. Like, when's the last time you even really heard from her? What's she doing? Where's she been?
I only
Not
see
at the
her.
border, I can tell you that.
I only see her in memes.
Yeah, that's true.
I see her.
Yeah. I don't know who it was. Probably it could be somebody in here in the chat, but somebody said they liked my video because of laughing hyena Harris. So, have you ever heard hyenas laugh, Gerry? Pretty funny, actually.
So, no.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. Baba is up in Hinkang. Really? Yeah. Well, how much is it up, Matt? Hopefully if we get up to 185, it'll be a nice payday for me. You know what I mean? I missed it this week when it got up to like close to 180, I think. I got up to, 179. And I just woke up at like 1 a.m., couldn't go back to bed, fell asleep at 5, and then missed the market open, and I missed it. So I could have took it off for a game, but I missed it.
Yeah, I think I waited too long. I hesitated. I was going to play all the China thing with the ETF, but I hesitated, and I probably missed out.
That's right. What is that? What's the ticker?
I was going to go with FXI.
That's right, FXI. Let's take a look at FXI here, folks. Why didn't you do it?
I just was wondering if it was going to keep going down, and then it kind of rebounded, and then now I'm like, I know what I could have got it at,
Yeah, it's kind of on a trend line right now, so it could go down lower, but it also could be finally reversing trends and starting to go up. If it breaks that 42, then it might be going up higher. Yeah, I don't know what the Hong Kong's doing right now. I don't actually have that. Does anybody know what the futures for Hong Kong is? I'm gonna add it to my platform if I actually have it, but I don't know if I actually have it.
Let's see.
Hong Kong futures.
It is.
Somebody probably put it in the chat, and I don't even. I haven't scrolled down.
I'm not sure. SEHK? No.
No, I thought you said SHD, but let's see here. Hong Kong futures. Yeah, I don't know. HSI? That's the index. Yeah, I forgot what it's called. I'll have to look that one up. It might be it's the Hang Seng futures probably, but I don't know. But I don't know what the ticker is for it. So we'll get back. We'll circle back on that one, Gerry. How about that?
Yeah, let's circle back.
Why do you like dividend investing instead of total return investing? Watch my video next week. I'm going to address that in my video next week. I don't really want to comment much on it here, but honestly, really don't even care about total return necessarily, even with what I'm going to be doing next week's video. But it's a byproduct. You know what I mean? Gerry understands why I'm doing what I'm doing, but it's a byproduct. It'll be better off than what I'm doing now, but it'll address that question, and but it's not the reason why I'm doing it, I guess, is a better way to put it.
I don't even know what I would consider myself. How do I classify myself? I guess I'm just an options trader.
You're an options income investor.
Options income investor, because 85, almost 90% of my portfolio is in my options account. So it's kind of hard to say that I'm a dividend investor.
You're definitely not a dividend investor. I'm not even. Well, I'm making transitions in my portfolio. I made a lot of changes last week. There'll be more changes going forward. I'm going to be a hybrid investor. Like, it's not going to be all dividends. Some of it's going to be income, ETF income. I don't even consider that's not even really dividends. You know what I mean? JEPI, NUSI, for example, QLD, XYD, those aren't really dividends. You know what I mean?
No, they're distributions. There's a difference there.
So I'm going to have dividends. I'm going to have distributions. We'll call it distribution, dividend income, or whatever you want to call it. I'll have, options income. I'll have, I'll have other stuff too. So yeah, you'll see next week if you watch my videos. If you don't, then you're not going to be able to get the answer to that question. Baba Zebra Prince. We need Thumper on. We need to get Thumper on because he needs to explain zebras to everybody. And people are going to ask questions, right? Because even though I've watched that video, I need to go back and probably watch it. But do you understand zebras, Gerry?
No, I understand the concept, but I don't. I couldn't put one on and be comfortable with it.
Well, explain the concept then, because I don't know the concept.
All I know is that they're putting on positions so that it follows exactly how the stock would be moved. So you're replicating owning.
You're replicating actually owning 100 shares or something.
Right.
The stock.
Right.
Gotcha.
So every move.
It doesn't cost you 100 shares.
Exactly.
That's scary. You better be right. That's directional trading, which I don't like. Like if you're good at that, you might as well just day trade. You might as well just, you know what I mean, go with deep in the money and day trade, right? What's going on? Yeah. All right. Shit, I skipped down to the bottom here. Rats. Got a lot of folks and we're behind. I need to catch up. Oh, shit. See,
we're only about 20 minutes behind so far. XPI going to zero.
Had to get in it. She's in it? She's got a parent trade, folks. That's like, when's the last time I posted something in the Discord, Gerry? And when I posted that one in there, now she's in it.
No, I think she's just saying she had to get the XBI is going to zero in.
That's fine. It could be. I don't know. Who knows? If it goes to zero, I'm going to end up losing $11,000, but it probably won't. Biotech to zero. What up? What's going on, Darth? Start trading options at all? We need to get him in some options.
Exactly.
You need to get everybody in options. Well, this is not really an option stream per se. Talk about whatever you want.
Yeah, I try to encourage everybody. I mean, if you have time, invest some time to learn about options because
I think everybody should give it a try. And I'm not talking about buying premium either. I'm talking about selling premium, doing covered calls, start with covered calls, sell some puts, right? Sell to open some puts. And you're going to find out, wow, this is easy money.
That's what I'm saying. It's very simple. It's amazing how simple you can make it, but you could also make it extremely complicated.
I was just gonna say, yeah, it can be as complicated as you want. Like it could probably, you probably never stop learning about some new strategy or some new thing you can do.
Yeah, I barely scratched the surface.
Yeah, I pretty much just barely scratched the surface. Yeah, so I'd say Darth, he might not have time to do it, but it doesn't really. 10 minutes at work, 10 minutes on your lunch hour, put something on. There you go. All right. You can sing over the cell phone. He didn't sing the other night very much, did he?
No, not really.
No. Didn't serenade you. What's going on, Lord Slade. I keep saying Dale, but it's Slade. Lord Slade. Been a crazy week down in Baton Rouge. Got a little bad weather.
A little.
Just a tad bit down there. Just a little cat 4 rolled in there. A little cat 4 rolled in there. What I don't understand is, I don't understand how a storm can go all the way from the West Coast through California, come roll into Denver, drop rain all the way across the freaking U.S. How do the clouds hold that much water across the whole U.S.? It's not picking up any more moisture once it hits land, right? And the reason I bring this up is that little Cat 4 hurricane that dropped into Baton Rouge, right? Dropped rain all the way up to freaking New Jersey and shit.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. Well, they do have. See, here's the. Darn it, we're gonna get into a thing.
Just get into it, Gerry.
We're gonna get into climate change, aren't we?
We should touch on that.
We should. Well, I mean, we're in a climate war, right? From what I understand, everybody's fighting for these clouds and for the rain, right? So there's cloud seeding. You can make it rain, right? We can make it rain.
Chemtrails.
Yeah, we can make it rain. So is it possible that there's some countries that are taking our rain? Is that possible?
That's a long ways away, Gerry. I don't think so.
I don't know. But we could also create rain in a sense. So I don't know.
Yes, I have seen that. They spray something up there. I don't know what it is. And I'm not talking about chemtrails. I don't necessarily. I have a friend of mine believes in chemtrails, and I'm like, I really don't think that it's chemtrails. But what you do have to understand is that planes do dump fuel. Depending on, if they have to do emergency landing or something like that, they will dump fuel in the atmosphere. It's called fuel dumping. I don't know what it's fuel dumping. And then dump gallons and gallons of fuel in the atmosphere. That could be the chemtrails, but I don't believe in chemtrails. If you just look at a freaking jet, I mean, it's just, they make lines. I mean, it is what it is. You know what I mean? It's hot. I mean, it's super cold up there. I don't know. People believe in the weirdest stuff. Flat earthers, right? I mean, but they don't believe in like stuff that seems to be common sense type of stuff, though. You know what I mean? Like flat earthers, come on. This is definitely not a flat earth, folks.
We can't walk off the edge?
No. Yeah, back in the day, people thought that the ships fell off the edge of the earth. Oh, man. Anybody else here want to talk about climate change? Climate change? Let us know. I'll give you my 2 cents. Penn State had a good game versus Wisconsin. What's he talking about there? Baseball or something?
Probably college football, I'm guessing.
Rugby. All right. If we haven't gotten to Jeppy talk yet, I'm making sure it's mentioned at least once tonight. Jeppy. I like Jeppy. Jeppy's going to be a bigger part of my portfolio going forward as well. Yeah, 200K. Yeah, I'm probably having that eventually. But as with all those income ETFs, it's impossible to find the perfect ETF that covers everything, absolutely everything. Jeppy's pretty good at it, though. Honestly,
I was gonna say Jeppy's a pretty good hybrid.
Yes.
Hybrid fund. It
The
might
only
be missing
downfall of
tech.
Jeppy, I'd say, is the way it's taxed.
It's
It's
probably
definitely
missing
not the best, but
some tech growth though.
that's all right. I'll cover that in something else like Newsy or something. Even though Newsy's it's just a different can of worms. It's not but Jeppy, it definitely is probably one that encompasses a lot of the different things that you want, an income ETF. So yeah, we can touch more on that, Shamir, if you want. Let us know what you want us to talk about. Jerry's our expert here, so sup. Let's see, Jerry. Yeah, Jerry. Jeppy is your destiny. Yeah, Jeppy is definitely going to be playing a larger role, but I'll release it next week. You know what, Jerry? I must have spent a lot of time yesterday, Saturday, and today messing around with those numbers in that portfolio. I just messing around with them, trying to get them where I want, because I have like a moral issue. It's not a moral issue. It's just a conviction issue. I don't know what it is. I don't like a couple of them that are in there, right? So I've been trying to get those out of there, but I kind of left them in there. But
you need that light bulb to go off and go, okay, done.
It's not going to do me any harm having a small amount in those. So I'm okay leaving it in there, but I'm sure some people are going to give me some shit about it too, because I've given shit on those for a long time, and I'm still going to give shit on them. That's the reason why they're not very big.
As long as you don't have SPHD in there.
Oh no, hell! It's funny how that one just
gone. Fizzled away.
It fell off the face of the earth. It's gone.
Fizzled away.
It got pushed so hard in 2019, big time. Working the night shift. You work in the night. What do you work, grave or something? Getting paid that extra $1 an hour. So that extra $1 an hour to get paid. I used to get paid an extra $1 an hour when I worked grave. Does inflation make that go up, Jerry? Over the years, is it now $2?
Well,
$5?
back in my day, because I was working graveyard at like 19 years old, it was only 50 cents.
So maybe it does go up.
Maybe.
I wonder. We should maybe ask Rebecca. I'm curious to know if it's up like $2 or $3 an hour now extra for graveyard. Stay safe. Yeah, it's looking pretty bad down there. It is as bad as the last one, the Cat 5 that hit it. Yeah, probably not, obviously. But I take that back, because they did a lot of work down there on those levees and stuff.
Yeah. That last one kind of put their feet to the fire.
Katrina, yeah. Katrina just, I mean, honestly, some of the video that I've seen, like overhead and stuff, I mean, it's all underwater. Like many places are just underwater, so that is just as bad. But it can't be as bad as Katrina was. Number one, it was a weaker storm, but they also did a lot of work. You know what I mean, to help, prevent that. But here's another thing, which, I mean, if you want to give me shit about it anyway, that's fine. But what I would love to hear is constructive criticisms about what I say as well. Why do people live in areas like that?
I was going to just say the exact same thing.
Look, nothing. I live like we're at the start of Tornado Alley here, but the tornadoes they start here, they're really small, right? They're like little teeny things. I lived in California for years. I lived in earthquake country, but earthquakes don't devastate stuff. You know what I mean? Like they do stuff like that. You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? Like 100-year storm here probably wouldn't cause much flooding here. You know what I mean? But my question is like, if I'm going to move to Tennessee, because Tennessee just had flooding, but it was on the western side, I'm not going to buy a place there that's had any flooding whatsoever. It's on a hill, or you know what I mean? Like, I don't understand why people still live in areas that get devastated over and over and over. I'm not knocking them. I want to know the answer to the question, though.
I think it goes back, right, to, I think this has been engineered because we used to be kind of as a people, right? We never really locked down in one spot, right? We were a lot of time we were roamers trying to find places to settle, right? So now it seems like it's normal to just stay in one spot. So if you just happen to be born there, then it's like, you know, you don't realize you can leave, you know?
Yeah, I've met a lot of those people growing up too that never left, probably never left, you know, the town that I graduated high school in. You know, I'm like, you're doing yourself a disservice, right? Like, I mean, the Rust Belt people, for example, right? Up the people in parts of Pennsylvania, West Virginia, all those places up there, right, where they got devastated because, you know, coal plants closed down. Or look at Detroit, right? Motor City. It's I mean, you can buy a house there for $2,500. You know what I mean? Why do people still stay there? Why don't you move to a place that there is jobs, right? This is my logic, and I just I don't understand the logic to staying there. If there's no jobs there, why are you going to, you know, waddle in your pity and just kind of, you know, like, there's no jobs, I can't get paid any money. You know, why not move to a place there's jobs?
This almost sounds like a car talk video. Because it's like,
anybody doesn't remember the old Gerry in the car talks.
Yeah, because it's like, you know, why? Because that's kind of what my some of my videos are about. It's like, why? Like, for instance, people always talk to me and said, criticize me because I said, you know, I'm going to retire with $250,000. And they're all, you're going to run out of money. You're going to go eat cat food. I'm like, what?
What's wrong with cat food?
Do you really think I'm going to sit there and watch my net worth dwindle down to zero before I do anything about it?
That's a very good point.
I mean, seriously, it's like you're gonna go broke and live on the street. I'm like, what?
That's a very good point. Yeah, I'm getting down $10,000. Guess what, CW? We only got about 3 or 4 months we can live. We're done after that. I mean, yeah, that's a very good point. You're gonna weigh more than 250 anyway, but
I mean that's kind of the thing with people in but I can see their thought process, right? Because that's what, like you said, people in like Detroit, they're just hanging on, right? They're like, this is our hometown. We're gonna hang on, you know, even though they had the opportunity to get the hell out of there years ago.
And I'm not coming down on those people, but I want to understand where they're coming from too, right?
I think
that's part of the reason why immigrants that come to this country get ahead fast, because they're willing to travel all over the United States to find a job, to get that experience that you can't probably get in the city that you work in. So you go over here, you have 5 years experience. Guess what? You want to go back to that city that they wouldn't hire because you had no experience? There you go. You can get a job there, right?
Yeah. That and I always wondered that too. It's like, okay, you look at different cities and it's like, okay, why do they have a large Vietnamese population? That's a weird town for them to have a large Vietnamese population, right? And it's because, you know, somebody found that, okay, they can do this XYZ in this city, and then they called their buddies. Hey, this is a good town to come live in and work. And so that's what happens. So I don't know.
Well, honestly, a lot of those immigrants that do travel across the United States, they actually leave their family in a different place in the United States sometimes, and they go work over there, you know? So I have a feeling that probably the biggest factor for those people that stay in those states that have no jobs, or they're all over the swing states and stuff that have no jobs that all of the politicians go to and whatever Hitler he goes to and stuff. It's a lot of it's probably family. That's the reason why they're not leaving. But sometimes you got to do what's right for your family, which means you might have to leave. You can always go back later. You know what I mean? But to kind of waddle around in your misery and say there's no jobs and they shut the coal mine down. I get it. I don't think we should be shutting down anything right now. Oil pipelines, coal mines, whatever. I don't think we should be shutting shit down right now. But if they shut it down, you're going to play victim the rest of your life. You need to go freaking get a job. Put some bacon on the table, right? It means you might have to leave that area.
Yep. We're way behind now.
Sorry, folks. Let's see if we can catch up. I can't afford dividends. Yeah, you can't. It's going to zero. I got on my XLE at 815. There was no premium where you. Well, yeah, that's true. I'm not trading if there's no premium there, Jerry. You got to put like 10 of them on to make any money.
Yeah, I'd agree with that on XLE.
I put XBI and made 90 cents. The options boys are back in town. Well, options are one of the things we talk about, along with everything else. What's going on, James? Let's see here. Enjoying your videos, Dart Dividend. Looking forward to J&J Dividend. Yeah, I heard Matt post something on Twitter about it, talking about, I don't know. I guess Fidelity likes to give their dividends early for some reason. I don't understand why. Schwab's like a day late, $1 short. Zscaler's corporate, cybersecurity, Palo Alto, CrowdStrike. Crushed the run. Yeah, that's true.
Hey, Retire, have you done a portfolio update video?
He does it every 6 months.
Oh, is it 6 months? Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, I think he does every 6 months, and it's been like a month or two since he's done one. So probably at the end of the year he'll do one. He's ready to cash it in and go to fuck it with us. At the end of the show, talk about evictions ending and employment. That's a good one. Let's see how many unsubs we get from that one, Jerry. You know what's interesting? What I like about having you on the stream, Jerry, is you're a low-income person. You've used some of these benefits. You know what I mean? So you can comment on that, which is great. I think having you on here because you're coming from that type of, you're a different mind thinker, though. You're a circle backer.
It is, yeah. It's different. Because I know the mindset of the, like we talked about, the lower scale, lower income arena. I know that mindset, and it's kind of it's almost a trap, and you can really get yourself caught up in that and really get stuck. And that's what I was talking about. You can get stuck in a spot, and that's why I left the Bay Area of California. Because I just
why do we have to wait to the end of the stream to talk about this?
Yeah, unemployment's ending. I'm glad evictions are ending.
That should end.
I think it's wrong what they're doing to landlords because most landlords are just regular Joes making a living. You know why? Oh man, the eviction is a tough one. There's people that actually needed the eviction moratorium. Absolutely.
And there's a boatload of people, just like with anything, there's some people that are taking advantage of it too. And the worst part about it is you can't even kick the people out, right? And they're not paying. You can't kick them out. You're screwed. They're screwing your house up.
And they have the ability to pay.
Somebody was recently on one of the TV shows, Fox or something like that. It might have been Fox. I switch back and forth all the time. And I think she was in the military, or she might have been in the military, and she had some rentals. But she couldn't kick them out. They're not paying the rent. But because they weren't paying the rent, she couldn't pay her rent, so she got kicked out of her house.
Crappy.
because not every state has an eviction moratorium.
Right.
That's bullcrap. I mean, and the thing is, the shit rolls uphill, right? That landlord is probably an investor, right? They have a servicer, and they might have a bank loan, right? So shit rolls uphill, right? The person's not going to pay the rent. That's going to screw that investor. That investor is maybe has to or the bank's going to foreclose on them, and who's going to lose? Who's going to win? The bank will probably end up winning in the end, right? So it kind of rolls uphill. Like me, I have a bunch of notes, right? I think I have 6 notes left. Luckily, I made it through the pandemic and nobody missed a payment. But if those people that I lent that money to, which were investors, didn't make the payment to me because their tenants didn't make a payment to them, you see how it screws the person that's willing to take the loss or could afford to take the loss, kind of, right? The thing is, I probably would have been okay if I had to foreclose because I was only 50% invested in those properties, right? So those people, they're kind of responsible to make the payment. I'm talking about the investors, right? Because if they don't, I can foreclose on them and take a property that's worth $300,000 and foreclose. They only have 150 to me, right? I only loan 150, so it's a $300 house. $300,000 house, right? So it kind of makes out for me, but I don't want to go through foreclosure. I just got done doing that shit. It takes 2-3 years. I don't want to go through that crap. Unemployment, Gerry. What about that one?
I think people need to just get back to work. There's plenty of jobs. It might not be the job. It might not be the job you want to do, but there's plenty of jobs out there.
They say there's 10 million unfilled jobs right now. 10 million. That's a lot.
Yeah, but like I said, I went to Boston Market the other day because it was my mother-in-law's birthday.
Did you get the meatloaf?
I got the meatloaf meal. I did.
Did you get a cornbread?
I got cornbread and cream spinach and
oh man,
it was good. But they had like 1.5 people working in there.
Wow.
And it was like, it was dinner time. And I'm like, holy crap, man. Like I can't even be mad that they're taking freaking 45 minutes to fulfill my order, right? So it's like there's 2 people here, 1.5 because one of them moved kind of slow. I'm just saying, like, there's freaking jobs out there. Every place I go to, there's like nobody working. It's like people just need to get back to work, regardless of what job it is.
Yeah, there's a couple of issues going on right there. Some of the issue is because they're not paying enough, which is kind of bullshit.
They're not paying enough from what the people that were out of a job are used to, but they're paying enough for the job.
Yeah, I agree with that. But the problem is they're just being sticklers, I think, demanding $20 an hour at freaking McDonald's or something like that, But, I mean, good old Carter 2.0 said, pay him more. He's whispered it. But
here in California, they're getting $15 an hour.
You need to let the open market determine the wages, right?
And even Burger King, your favorite fast food restaurant, is given $250 signing bonuses.
That's not very much, but
it's not very much. But I'm just saying, it's Burger King, right? You don't see that.
Unemployment, I would say they need to start phasing it out. If you just want to completely stop it, that's fine. But I think they need to phase it out because here the thing is, folks, they're really just trying to get people stuck on this income, universal basic income. That's what they're really trying to do, right? And hopefully if there's any moderates left, all the righties, and all that will push back, but they're just trying to get people forced, and used to they don't even want to go back to work, but look at all the states that actually have unemployment extensions and all that. They're the ones that are doing shitty right now.
Yeah. What is the M2 supply?
It's M2 money supply. It's if you go to U.S. debt clock or whatever. It shows it right there. Let me show it the M2. There's M1 and M2. Let's see. M2 money supply right now is 20.8 trillion. And since 2000, it was 4.8 trillion. That's basically the money supply. I can't remember what. I think it includes debt or something like that or something too.
I don't know if this is going to come across bad.
Probably will.
It probably is going to come across bad. But I think it should end. I think unemployment should end.
You got to rip a Band-Aid off.
Exactly. Look, this is what I'm saying. Is like people, we're so I don't know how we got here, but we're so.
I know how we got here.
We're so used to not suffering, right? And I think people need to suffer, and I don't mean that in a mean way, but in suffering you can grow. In my opinion, if you have the mindset and the will to. So if you're in that spot, I think people need to get pressured a little bit so that they can grow and they can expand and think about different ways that they can do things, right? Because if you're just stuck collecting money, like you said, from the government, then you're just sitting there like a bump on a log, not doing anything.
Yeah, I've said this many a times probably to other people, various people. It's probably not the right thing to say. People are going to probably crucify me, but this country, I hate to say it, but it kind of promotes weakness.
It does.
Right? It what's the word I'm looking for? It harvests it. It actually rewards weakness, and it just does. You know what I mean? And eventually those people, those weak people that grow up, are going to become the president. You know what I mean? Like, that's just weakness after weakness after weakness, generation to generation.
Yeah.
It really does. Like, I remember when I was going to school, I got my bachelor's finally. Okay, I got a better paying job. And as soon as I got a better paying job, I couldn't deduct the school interest anymore. I think you make over like $65,000 or something like that. And so here you go, I would deduct interest, and as soon as you make over $65,000, because I went to school at night, paid for all these loans, blah, 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 and I can't deduct interest anymore. So they literally penalize you because you start making more money, right? Yeah. Like, it's so dumb.
And it's all in the, vein of compassion.
So. Bull crap. Let's see here. Fire, thank you. Questfire, I was thinking about better, yeah. So, gonna try and make it bacon, butternut squash, apple soup, whatever that cools off. Women love soup. Soup is just not hearty enough for me.
I like soup.
Yeah,
I like
turkey soup or something.
Well, yeah, I was just about to say I like stews. How's that?
I don't like stew. I don't like stew. I grew up in stew. I don't like stew. Is Dave feel okay? What's that mean? Mm-hmm. I feel perfectly healthy. Fine.
We're way behind now.
Yeah, I'm trying to catch up. I'm going to go through my little quick here. Stone cold sober. I don't know about that. I was hungover from last night partying. Go easy on your liver, man. Dave does Wall Street red light district version. I haven't talked about anything like that today, have I? This is a PG-13. Let's see here. Need some lactated ringers. Quick question. Do these covered call ETFs provide their monthly strike expiration dates? Yeah, they do.
Yeah, as an
I
ETF.
haven't looked at RYLD, XYLD, or QYLDs. Holdings or anything like that to see, but I don't really give a shit.
It's usually you'll find it the day after. You won't find it the same one, but ETFs are supposed to disclose their holdings daily, so you can go to the Global X. Well, I don't know if you should be able to go into the Global. I hate the Global X site, by the way, but you should be able to go into the Global X site and find the holdings tab, and you should be able to find it there.
Devo does. Nusi does.
Yeah.
Jeppy does. Because
Just pay
they show
attention.
the LNs in there.
Yeah, just pay attention to the date that's
Yeah. 'Cause those are
published.
the only those are the ones I really care about. I actually do own it, our Wild E, but I just don't look at I don't look at those because I don't really give a shit. I don't have a big position in them, so banana bag
What?
would be better off than what's LRs? I don't know. Michigan State Spartans. There you go, Jerry. You're right, huh?
I was right.
Volleyball team.
Not very often, right, but I'm
For the
right.
props, these guys are dividend gurus. I'm not a dividend guru. You know, I do the best I can do, and I have different goals. I have different time horizon. I have different needs than most people probably do right now in my life, right? So that's anyways. What's going on, Gino? Christopher Blaine. Long time no see, buddy.
Prosperity Peak. It's Dividend Mountain.
Dividend. Oh, Prosperity Peak.
Yeah. Next one's good too. Fire Mountain.
I said Fire Mountain. You didn't like it.
Oh. Well, Sean said it, so it's better now.
Yeah, thanks a lot for that, Sean. Fire Mountain. That's probably an investment or something. See, that's a dumb thing about dividends. All you just say dividends, people know what you're talking about. Like it's investing related. You know what I mean?
Yeah. People see Fire Mountain, they're going to be like, "Why is this mountain on fire?"
Yeah, this is the Dixie Fire. Dividends. Did you ever play Monopoly, Jerry, growing up?
Yeah.
Yeah, a dividend, one of those freaking chance cards, I think.
Yeah. Receive a $50 dividend or something.
Yeah, exactly. There's the dividend. We're like kids, so we know what dividend is. DMT. No, keep DMT. Are you down with me? Dividends Island.
Dividends Island. You're not old enough to know what Gilligan's Island is, Darth.
No, I don't think he is. FU Money Mountain.
I like that one.
FU Money Mountain. I might have to use that one, Gino.
I like that one.
Fuck it Mountain.
Oh, that would be
just
good.
Fuck it Mountain.
That would be good.
Oh man. I was on vacation looking at possible relocation cities. We got to talk, Mikaru. You got to let me know what's going on.
Yeah,
I know that you were talking about that, but I need to know a little bit more, like in more details of where you're kind of looking and stuff. I kind of know where you wanted to look, but yeah, cool. Hope you had a great vacation. Divvy Dan's Tavern. Divvy Dave's. Mafia Mountain. Oh my gosh.
House Painter Mountain?
You won't let House Painter go, huh?
No.
What's that? Sarku, Japan, Orlando.
Not sure.
Yeah, me neither. I'll have to look that one up. You're right. A lot better. A lot of butter in Chinese. Butter? There's no butter in Chinese food. There's MSG in there.
Maybe some lard.
They use the cheapest ingredients possible. And they also recycle rice too. So if they come pick your plate up and it's got rice on it, they'll put it back in the pot.
Yeah, me and my wife's favorite freaking buffet. We wish it wouldn't have never shut down. They recycled food.
That's the reason why they probably had to shut down.
Yeah, my wife had
cockroaches.
My wife got a plate and she's digging in, and there was like a straw in there or something. It's like,
it's a freaking fortune cookie wrapper or something in there.
But the food was good though.
Oh man, Dave, when we going to get vid on food choice on the AP? Is that AT?
All
June. AT?
Yeah.
Appalachian Trail? Ooh, man. That's going to be a tough one. I'll probably have backdoor trots every single day. Yeah, I'm going to be making more videos on that channel regarding the AT when it probably January timeframe. It'll be next year. A lot more planning will happen then. And it just doesn't make sense to do it now because it's so far in advance and people are just they're just losing interest in the AT videos because it's so far away, right? Like a lot of through hikers are actually going to be starting in February, even though I'll be starting north or southbound later on. So that's the reason why I think January is a good time frame, somewhere around there. What's your thoughts on selling some BABA puts this week? Looking at 150 puts. I think I actually have some on. I did take one off. I take that back. Let me see. Did I put another one on? I took a BABA off this week. I had a 105 on. I do have one on, Gerry. I have 100 on.
Yeah, I was gonna say I was looking at the hundreds.
I have 100 on. I got 95 cents for it. I put two of them on. It's a 6% probably in the money. So yeah, there you go. 100. 150 is what he's looking at?
Yeah, he likes the sun.
Who said that, Matthew? Dang, Matthew.
I
Probably
mean,
get a
it's got
bonus.
good. It's got good support.
Yeah, you look at it.
Mm-hmm.
150. Yeah. I don't know. Just all it takes is Xi Jinping to say something and it's going down.
Yeah, and then it's all over with. Yeah.
Yeah. Are you going to be in spreads, Matthew, or not? Yeah. See, me, it's too aggressive for me, but probably getting paid a pretty penny to do it.
Mm-hmm.
He had a good week, over 6K.
Damn.
That's pretty darn good. I got skipped on. I am on FXI. See, there you go, Gerry. You have some balls.
Friggin' Dave.
HSI. Yeah. Is that the futures? I'll have to look, so I'll try to add it. What's going on, Bill? Hey, guys, thinking about picking up some CAG for my dividend account. What's CAG?
ConAgra Foods. They make some cheap snacks and crap.
I haven't heard that name in a long time.
I think they carry a buttload of debt. Could be
It's
wrong.
actually not very. It's not. It's pretty well priced, actually.
No, it's good. Yeah, there's some good values in the consumer staple space.
I like ADM, but the problem with ADM is, it's just probably. I don't know.
It's probably a good spot at ConAgra right now.
What's that?
It's probably a good spot to pick up some CAG. It had that double bottom right there.
I agree. It's pretty much. Let me see. Yeah, it just it's 1 week off the 52-week low.
Mm-hmm.
So it's probably not a bad price to pick it up. I agree.
Almost 4% yield, not bad.
It's not.
I don't know how good you do with dividend growth, but
I don't normally like. Let me see, what's SYY doing? So SYY, you think be doing better than it is now, but it's really not. It's probably just because of there's Delta, there's Lumen, and now there's MU virus too, right? There's an MU a variant now.
Delta. What was this next one?
Lucid.
They skipped
Not
E.
Lucid, sorry.
I thought they went alphabetical
Lambda.
order.
Sorry, Lambda.
I thought they went in alphabetical
Delta?
order.
What's that?
I thought they went in alphabetical order.
It is going in alphabetical order.
They skipped E.
And there probably wasn't E, and it probably just cut it out. We're not talking about hurricane naming here, Gerry. So it went from Delta to Lambda, and then there's MU. There's an MU variant now. It's called MU.
Micron?
Yeah, exactly. So ConAgra, I always liked Cisco or an ADM better, but it's still, honestly, it doesn't look like a bad stock though. Pays a pretty good dividend. I wonder what the let me look at it. Seeking Alpha, that piece of shit website. Let's look what the growth is on that thing.
Well, the growth's going to be good because of COVID, but
talk about the dividend growth.
Yeah, typically though, it's probably going to be really slow.
Let's look at the dividend growth. Let's look at the consecutive years. So they cut their dividend recently. I don't know when, but I'll be able to find out. So their growth's not bad, but it looks like they cut it recently, probably during the pandemic is my guess. Let's see if we can find out.
No.
They only got 1 year consecutive, unless, Seeking Alpha is wrong. They just didn't raise.
Yeah, they didn't raise. Oh, they cut in 2016. They went from 25 to 20, and now they're on back.
Last time they raised was in 2020.
No, they just raised it in August.
Yeah, they just raised it again, 2021 as well. Yeah, that's the problem. 2016. They raised in 2017, and it stayed that 21-25 all the way until 2020. They just didn't raise. So that's a problem for me with that stock. Probably keep me out of it, but it's better than a lot than other people mentioned, that's for sure. What about Kroger, Jerry? You like that one?
It's ran up too far for my blood. So is Albertsons.
Albertsons. If Jeppy was qualified dividend, I would be in love. It's a mix. It's a mix of, I think it's called net investment income or something like that. And then they also sporadically, maybe Gerry knows the answer to this, but honestly, it hasn't only been around a year. But they supposedly pay I don't know if it's long term. They pay out capital gains as well. And that's what, once or twice a year, Gerry, or what? That's what they say in the prospects or whatever.
It's going to be hard. I'm not going to really speak on it, but it should be a combination of everything because they do buy and sell stock. They do receive dividends from their long stock, and they receive what should be ordinary income from the ELNs.
Here's the thing I was doing a lot of research over the weekend on it, on why the options, a lot of these ETFs, when they're doing options, how they get away with doing return on capital is the options premium they collect is not technically realized.
Right.
So they're paying out the money before it's realized. So it's not technically short-term capital gains, right?
Now, I sort of go over this in my next Saturday video that I've already recorded. I sort of go over it, but there's a line, there's a sentence that confuses me. And it says the realized or the received premiums from the covered calls are reinvested back into the portfolio. So if they're reinvesting that income into the portfolio, they're going to have to pull that money out somewhere to pay you. Right? So where does that come from? Return of capital. That's the only thing I can.
And that's the problem, folks. Just until I go through it on all these income ETFs, I won't know fully how they're all taxed. And I did a lot of research. You can watch 10 videos and there's 10 different explanations. Nobody knows the real answer because they probably just, number one, they probably haven't been through it yet. Or number two, they don't understand taxes to begin with. Or number three, they have somebody else do their taxes for them. Right? So it's just almost all the information I've found so far has been wrong. Or it's maybe just a little bit of truth or real stuff in there,
See, and that's another thing too, is I think there's a lot of people, I'm not saying this is Brian's problem here, but there's a lot of people that look for qualified dividends that, probably don't even really need to have qualified dividends because they are underneath a certain income bracket, right? So it really doesn't matter. There's a certain portion. there's a
It'd have to be
certain,
a very low income bracket to be paying zero on those,
if
but
you're married, you could be at
that's
a
true if you're
pretty,
married.
so
Or it's in a tax deferred account.
right.
So I, even though I'm going to be taxed on probably 50 to 75% of the stuff that I'm invested in, it's going to be a lot less taxes I've ever paid in a long time in my life. So I'm okay with it. You know, I'm probably looking at maybe 12 to $15,000 in taxes off of my investments, and that's probably including the options. Maybe not. I don't know. We'll see. That's nothing. That's nothing compared to what I've been paying over the last 10 years per year. So to me, like I hate it. I don't like paying taxes. Don't get me wrong. I don't believe in the whole greater good thing aspect at all. I don't believe in pay your fair share at all. That is just hogwash, brainwashing political talk to make you feel guilty for not paying taxes or like you're supposed to pay them.
Yeah.
There's no obligation whatsoever. I see zero money back. Zero money back. And you can say, what about the roads, Dave? What about the roads? You drive on the roads, you drive on the interstate. I pay for I have to get taxed on my freaking gasoline.
Yeah. Yeah. Damn it,
Pay
Dave. You're
property
getting me
tax.
started on this one now.
Yeah, I pay property tax. I pay
These,
I paid
these,
property tax for many years. Don't have kids. That I have to pay school and all this stuff, and it's like I don't have kids, right?
got the highest gas taxes, the highest car, license taxes in probably the world in California, and we have horrendous freaking roads. Horrendous. Makes no sense.
I just hate that thinking. I hate when I hear the politicians say that pay your fair share. You just need to, it's like the richest people in this world pay the most taxes, even though they get away with a lot too, but they still pay the most. You know what I mean, as far as money wise. Whatever. Let's see here. What's going on, Rebecca? I think she actually left me a comment. I actually probably need to respond to it. The thing is, the comments suck on YouTube. They're so hard to
They're getting
crack
rough.
and stuff.
They're getting rough now. I get emails. I get emails from comments, and I go to reply, and they're not even there.
Yeah, and not only that, I've had some where they're not showing there, but if I clicked on, the ones I have responded on, right, I see them there. I'm like, why aren't they telling me? Why aren't they popping that I haven't responded to them? You know what I mean? So yeah. Whatever. So she gets an extra $6 an hour. Wow.
Damn.
That's 12 grand a year, 13 grand a year extra if she's not working overtime. Let's see here. Market's hitting all-time highs. VIX really low. Buying insurance is very cheap. Fed set to taper. We're spending a few $100s to buy puts for 6 months. That's up to you. I'm not. I don't think it's a bad strategy, though. I'm just not.
I hate insurance, by the way.
I do too. Mandatory, Gerry. It's mandatory.
I hate insurance.
I hate insurance too. And they're making it tough. They're not even covering some of these people on this hurricane. You know what I mean?
It's like it's stupid. What'd you buy insurance for?
Yeah, what's required, Gerry. And if you do use it, they raise your prices. You raise your premium up. It's like, oh man. So hitting an all-time high. Yeah. What's also interesting is the VIX has been going up, and the market's been going up. There has been days where the VIX is up and the market's up. Happened last week as well. So yeah, I don't know. I'm not buying insurance, but I also have Newsy. That's kind of my insurance. It shouldn't go down as much. And let me see. And then I don't know. I don't think Devo's going to go down very much. The stuff I'm in that account, like the other accounts, I don't really care. But yeah, it's not something I'm doing. But I see why people would.
Yeah.
I would get $3 working night shift as a nurse. Previous job was 5. Wow, that's crazy. What's going on, Patrick? Long time no see, Petey. I left my entire friend group and family to move to a city where I knew nobody. I'm doing okay financially. That's what I'm talking about, though, Matt. You're a very rare, select few. I did the same thing. I've traveled all over to various cities, states. I've lived in 3 separate states, and one of them is to go get, experience doing this and doing that. And, I mean, you got to do what you got to do. Like, if you stayed where you grew up in Pennsylvania, I guarantee you wouldn't be getting paid what you're getting paid. You'd probably be working at a smash burger or something. No, I mean, all good. Blue collar bill. Let's see here. There are a lot of jobs in the Metro Detroit area, mainly outside the city. Automotive manufacturing is still big here. That's interesting. I think it came back.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, I don't, because during 2008, 2009 or whatever, 2011 and stuff, it was a ghost town, right?
Yeah.
There's still like cities there that are complete ghost towns.
Yeah, they're giving houses away.
But I do think that Trump brought some stuff back to that city as well. They're trying to refire. But it's never going to be what it was back in the 80s, right? Yeah, that's interesting. Good to hear people on the ground say stuff like this. So I don't know if actually Blue Collar Bill lives there or not, but you may want to read the book, The Other Wes Moore. Have you heard that one, Gerry?
No,
why does that sound familiar?
I just looked up looked it up real quick, and it's about 2 people from the same city experiencing the same thing but having separate outcomes.
So like Rich Dad, Poor Dad?
Yeah, or like me and my brother. It's basically the same thing.
Okay. I hate reading, but maybe it's on like audio or something. Maybe somebody made a YouTube video on it and they put like characters and shit on there. Over the long haul, do you beat the S&P 500?
No idea.
I have no idea. I don't actually care either. That's one thing about me. I just don't care about beating the S&P 500.
I got to get to the long haul.
Because I'm in a different place in my life. If I was honestly, I've answered this question many a times. My whole entire investing career, back when I was 20-something years old, probably like, I actually started investing probably at 1920, but I didn't know anything about investing. It was just through a company. And then I finally invested in 2001 on my own stocks and stuff. And nobody's ever talked about beating the S&P 500 until 2019 when I started making YouTube videos. And then it's like everybody talks about it, right? Because that's like the benchmark, and they try to use that as a way to get followers. And look, I beat the market by 30%, right? And they get followers by doing that. It was never anything I had ever heard anybody talk about until I started a YouTube channel.
How come the S&P became the benchmark and not the NASDAQ or the Dow?
Because it's a mix of all. It's a mix of all of them. It's not a mix of red, but it's a mix of S&P 500. It's a mix of NASDAQ. It's got NASDAQ stocks.
I guess before that, the Dow was the big
Dow. Yeah. The dogs of the Dow. Dow of the dogs. So I personally don't really care about beating S&P 500. You know what I mean? Like I get it though. I think I use it now as a comparison and stuff, but I'm not trying to beat it. And I don't really care. What I care about now is I care about capital preservation more than I care about beating S&P 500. But I am going to be caring about growth a little bit more, but it was a byproduct. It's a byproduct. It wasn't a goal of mine to have growth, but I get it though. Matt loves to talk about beating the SP 500. I'm in a different place, Stephen. I just care more about capital preservation and income right now than I do about beating the 500. If I have growth, I have growth. So be it. Let's see here. Depending on your investing strategy, beating the 500 may not be necessary. Matt loves to talk about it. You meet all good, now you want to get back to your friends and family. When I was dividends only focused, I didn't care if I beat the SP 500. Now I'm decent in the dividends department.
Decent.
Oh, decent. Sorry. Decent. Freaking Matt. I am for more growth. Yeah, I don't know. Do what you got to do, folks. Do what you got to do. What's right for you. Dividend investing is not for everybody. It's slow, but it's some people like to have that income coming in. That makes them feel good. It keeps them motivated. So I get it. You can still have growth with dividend stocks. I don't understand. It's not going to perform as well as the S&P 500 probably, but did somebody ban this person here, Gerry?
I don't think so, because I still see it.
We got moderators
do we have any moderators? Do people have
moderators in there? Matt's one. All Good's one. Rebecca's one. Wait, you don't know what that says, Gerry?
It says in 1892, the world was
1912 something.
good, you know.
19. It must be talking about taxes or something, or Model T or something.
There's a lot of numbers in there. Maybe we need to play the lottery with those numbers.
Is this Mandarin?
Are those the same numbers?
Over and over and over.
Same numbers, yeah.
Yeah. I was waiting for WhatsApp or something to show up in there. Lots of issues with people going back to work, child care, and COVID-19. Isn't the child care being taken care of by child tax credit or something now?
Yeah.
Isn't it quite a bit of money?
You're getting there's some people that are getting advanced payments, so child tax credits. So there's people getting actual checks in the mail from federal government. So
how much is it? Do you know?
It could be up to $500 a month, I think.
Wow, jeez. I need to have some kids.
Or $500 per child, or something like that.
Wow. It probably doesn't cover child care, but
no, but you're getting money. You're getting the money.
That's true.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. I don't know why this is an issue when it wasn't an issue before COVID.
It's just excuses, Gerry. Well, I don't know. I really don't know because I don't have any kids. But
I get there's people that are afraid, right? And that's what drove all this is the fear. So there's people
they're pushing the fear. They're pushing the fear on purpose because they want to get everybody vaccinated.
Exactly. So that's the fear made, people. I don't want to take my child into child care. They might have COVID there, and it's I don't know.
At this point, you might as well just keep your kid at home and homeschool them anyway with all this CRT that they're doing and stuff.
Yeah, that too. But you still want your kid to get sick.
That's true. That's true. Don Bongino talked about that one day when I was driving across 6 states. Said, we're actually probably doing more harm to the kids by keeping them home.
Freaking lutely we are.
And I'm talking about health-wise.
Immune system.
Yes, exactly. I dated this nurse for a while, and she used to kind of, talked about, oh yeah, everybody's coming down with this at work, and it's like, oh, I'm like, stay away from me, She said, no, give it to me, She's, oh, give me all this stuff, She wanted the immunity, I never really thought about it like that,
Oh, that's when me and my wife, when my wife had COVID originally, she's all, well, do you want to just stay out in the? You want me to just lock me in the room and stay out in the living room? I'm like, no. I'm like, give me that thing. I'm like,
give me a French kiss.
Yeah. So I was like, absolutely not. I mean, just give it to me. We'll both get over it together. So, and that's what we did.
Yeah, COVID-19. I'm suffering, you can grow. Well, GW. In suffering, you can grow. I don't know what she's talking about there.
That was my Gerryism earlier.
Let's see here. Gerry. Good evening. The week is going to be good. Do not overlook good old Apple. What's going on with Apple?
I don't know. I never play Apple. There's no premium there.
Sucks. That's why.
There's no premium there.
Yeah, it's a solid stock though. It just July, August, September, October. I see. Yeah, they don't have earnings till October.
Let's see. Okay, looking at this, I'd want to be at the 120 range. So what do we got?
You want me at 120 on Apple? 120. You're kidding me, Gerry.
Am I too high?
You're too freaking low.
That's where I would want to be.
I'd say that 135 is probably solid.
Yeah, I wouldn't touch it.
There's not a lot of premium Apple. I don't even touch it anymore.
Even at 130, let's see. Let's go out to, 130, you said?
You're treating it like a rut stock, Gerry.
Yeah, 120, I can get 30 cents. See, that's why I don't play those stocks.
Yeah, the problem is you just treat it like it's a Russell 2000 stock. It's solid. 135 is probably fine, but I'm not playing just because there's not a lot of premium there for how much buying power.
What are you seeing 135? Where are you seeing that? Why do you say 135? Because that's where it broke. Is that where it broke out?
I'm just going back to like December timeframe. There's kind of a little bit of hits there. Right around February, there's a lot of dancing around there. Right around April, there's a lot of dancing around there. Plus the 200 period average is like right there. It's a little bit lower than 135, but as the stock comes down, it'll probably be right there.
Yeah,
I think 135 is safe.
You're probably right. I just wouldn't do it. It's not a GW.
I'm not doing it either, but I'd say
it's more of
I'll put your money down there.
It's more of a Dave stock.
Hidden Freedom is not a dividend investor. He is a portfolio manager. That's a good way to look at it. That's actually a true statement because that's the reason why I want to rename the Dividend Mountain. What was the one we were going to talk? We're going to rename it to, Gerry?
Was it Fuck It Mountain?
F you Money Mountain?
F you Mountain Money or something like that. F you Money Mountain.
F you Money Mountain.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's right though, because I have more investments than just dividends. That's the reason why I want to rename it going forward. But yeah, we'll see. ConAgra is a big chicken processing in Georgia. Oh, big in chicken, yeah. You're right. ConAgra, aren't they part of the big chicken? It's called Big Chicken. It's like
along with Tyson.
There's like three, yeah. Tyson's and
Pilgrim. I think Pilgrim.
No, what's Tyson and Foster Farms? They're like all of them are part of. They call them They call it Big Chicken. It's like it's almost like a politics type of freaking thing down there.
I thought there was a Pilgrim in there, but I could be wrong.
Pilgrim. Invent Investor, what's going on, Ryan? Hope you all doing well. Yeah, absolutely. Market's flat. Hope you had a good weekend with your family. Invest Retire.
Yep.
not investor, retire, independent investor. Sorry, Ryan. Let's see here. Why do guys think of pipeline MLPs for income investing? Yeah.
I don't like them.
How are they taxed?
K1s.
That's the reason why I don't like them.
And
BDCs, I think, are K. I think BDCs are K1s too.
Some of them are. That the taxation of them and the volatility of them. If you can stand the volatility, you don't mind the K1, then it's probably a good moneymaker. But you know, I don't know. Pipelines are going away. We're going all electric, baby.
Let me just talk about why I don't like K1s real quick here. K1s technically are actually good. They're actually more tax advantage than most things, right? But they're a pain in the butt to file. They're not straightforward. That's the reason why I don't like them.
Yeah, the
If they do
MLP.
your taxes for you, then it's probably not a big deal. But
Anything with an LP in it, it's limited partnership. You're essentially an owner of the business, so you're essentially on payroll almost.
yeah. Yeah, I agree. I just wouldn't touch them. I don't want a K1. I got out of Fundrise's K1 fund specifically because I don't want to deal with them anymore. So yeah, no more investments that provide K1s. F taxes, well said. There you go. That's going to be a big part of my strategy going forward. No trying to reduce tax burden going forward. So yeah, he's getting fired up. It fires me up, that's for sure. When you pay, $100,000 in taxes a year or something like that. There was one year I had to pay $100 something thousand in taxes, and you see zero money back. You don't get your stimulus checks. You don't get this child care tax credit. You don't get unemployment. You don't get none of this crap. It starts pissing you off. See here. Go ahead and take a look at Ryan's videos, by the way. He's got a channel. He does streams too on Friday nights, by the way. So yeah, go ahead and check out his channel. He does he's a savvy investor, that's for darn sure. Let's see here. Raymond Hoffman. Raymond Hoffman. Everybody does Raymond. Let's see here. Don't need a government to build the road, pool, or other services. An HOA will provide all those things. Only homeowners vote. God, man, HOAs. I tell you this, folks. I don't ever want to live in another community that has an HOA. I don't want to live in no. They are. I just don't. I want to live out on some land. I don't want an HOA.
Yeah, I live under the rules and stipulations, and you can't do this.
It's the fact they raise the prices up too much. Yeah. Like it's way too much money. Like there's a house, not like a what do you call it? Like not condos. There's something like that. Apartment community that you buy. You buy one, right? $500,000. Like, oh, you know what? I could buy this place. I could live in it, and then I could just Airbnb it. The HOA was like $600 a month. $600 a month. That's Rebecca's house payment. No way. Okay, Kevin G. Before I even read this, I know he's going to talk about VU or VTI. And he's got, VU's mentioned there. Let's see here. Netting around 100K cash from a home sale, not going to buy another, thinking of throwing 40K in personal savings and putting 80K in VU, lump sum for 10K increments. So I did a house. The question is here, was it a primary house or was it a rental? The reason I need to know that is whether you're going to be taxed on it or not. So if it was a personal house, you're not going to be taxed at all. If it was a rental, most likely you'd be taxed. You don't probably meet the 2 to 5 year rule. But my question is why would you be putting 40K in personal savings? You need to learn options, man.
Yeah,
40K
you can make
savings is
$1,000 a month with 40K. Easy.
if you wanted to be super safe, just say 1% a month
Yeah.
or 0.5, right? What do you need to put in the savings for? It's you're losing money there. Period. Yeah, I just wouldn't. You're losing money in inflation. Right now, inflation's big, so unless you have a short-term use or something, you need it for something. I'm okay with the investment strategy into VU, lump sum or 10K. I don't know how old you are, Kevin. So I'm getting a windfall this month, most likely 180K, and I'm not trying to one up you. I'm just trying to use my example here. Um, I'm gonna probably not dollar cost average at all. It's just going in. But it depends on how much time you have, I guess, whether you want to lump sum it or not. It is kind of tough where the market is not,
Yeah.
to just lump sum it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it is. It would be tough mentally. It's probably the right thing to do to just lump sum it if you got a big, long years ahead of you, but it would be tough to do right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. So it's just question you need to answer. I don't know how much time you have. So I think VU's an okay one, though. At least, it's not like I'm going to lump sum this thing in, on RK. You know what I mean? So Detroit, 50s heyday. Yeah. I don't think Detroit's never going to be back where it was. It's not even Detroit. What's the other port? There's another place there. Flint. What's the other place that had the bad pipes, Gerry? That Hillary wanted to go to.
That was Flint.
That was Flint?
That was Flint.
Jeez. Lead pipes.
Yeah.
That's what you pay property taxes for. Man,
Apparently, someone didn't plan correctly.
that's just sad. That's some sad shit right there, because that's not something that you can. I don't think that you can ever come back from that, like your body
No,
wise. You know what I mean?
no. I mean, what were the engineers doing, right? Or was it just mismanagement from? Did they just not
Oh,
listen to the engineers?
you got a discount on the pipes? I don't know. Um, somebody put a fence on my rental property. Somebody put a fence in the backyard. I pay to put a fence in, right? And the guy's, nailing up these, what do you call those things? The slats, And I'm looking at it and I'm like, that's the wrong type of wood, So I call up the guy that speaks English, I'm like, dude, your guy is putting up the wrong type of wood. He said, what do you mean? I'm like, he's putting up pine slats. I'm like, what's he doing? This thing will be rotted out in a year. You know what I mean? He's like, yeah, let me call him right now. And he starts unfreaking nailing every one of them. I'm like, people, that is just the wrong type of wood for a fence. Like you gotta pay attention. Unfortunately, when it comes to lead pipes, like, does the water taste different? I mean, you know what I mean? You have to. I mean, geez, maybe if you live in an old house like that, maybe you need to have the freaking pipes tested or something.
Yeah. What do you do? I don't know.
Well, I think the first indication here was that the water was not freaking clear.
Yeah.
That's the first indication.
See some of those? It looked like freaking beer. Like,
It's
geez.
disgusting. A lot of people would say that would be iron, but oh man. What up, boss man? Matthew. So we all think the market will have a decent correction in the next year, right? I think we're gonna have a correction sometime. I don't know when. So for someone with 25 plus years to retirement, do you pull some 30 of your money out? No, I wouldn't do that if I had that much time. If you had that much time, I wouldn't. What I would do if I had that much time left is I would when we have a pullback, I would be putting more money in the market if I could, as much money as I could, right? I don't know if I would with that much time left, I wouldn't keep money on the side though. It makes you feel better than do what you got to do, but like I don't know how much. The thing is, this last correction recession, crash, whatever you want to call it, it did not give people a long time to invest.
No.
It was 60 days, and that was it. So, and people are pulling their hair out, like wishing they thought for sure it was going to go lower. They thought they thought for sure they'd had more time, so they're just waiting around. And I put a lot of money to work, but I could have put more money to work because I thought the same thing, But so that's the problem. When it comes down, if you don't have a lot of cash sitting around, you can only make money so fast, you know what I mean, from your job. So, $4,000 this month I can put in. Okay, I got to wait another month, another $4,000 in, and then before you know it, the market's back up. So that's the problem. But history has said that keeping money on the side or even dollar cost averaging has not worked out.
He's a couple ways down there. He says he's sitting on cash too. So one more down.
For any consolation, I do have about $150K sitting in the side in my retirement account that I took out of the market. So if we have a 10% correction, that'll all go back in. But I'm also at a different stage. I don't have 25 years left. So I plan to retire next year. So that's just my thinking there. I don't. You got to do what you got to do, folks. I can't really answer those questions for people. But 25 years, if I had 25 years left, I'd just leave it in. See here, pullback, do you wait or know that any correction will be met with more upside? Right now, every single pullback, and it's 2 or 3%, is just getting bought up.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's going to continue to happen until it doesn't happen, right? The thing is I think that people are going to assume that's going to be getting bought up. So most likely people are going to buy it up. And I think there's like $3 trillion or something like that on the sidelines right now, right? In cash and like high yield accounts and stuff. There's a boatload of cash waiting to go in the markets as it is. So I think that people are waiting for stuff. If we had a 10% pullback, go sell your mother. Go sell something. Sell something. Go sell yourself on the side of the corner of the freaking, in Vegas. I don't know. Yeah. You do what you got to do. Put as much money as you can in.
There are things that are just irrational out there on some stuff. Like GameStop is still like what, $200 a share or something? Come on, you got to be freaking kidding me.
What does GameStop have to do with anything, Gerry?
I'm just saying, it's like people are buying those dips in that thing like it's the stock to own.
People think it's going to do the same thing. It still has a pretty relatively high short float, but I wouldn't touch it with Gerry's money.
But that's what I'm saying. You're saying, what's going to happen in a correction to those kind of stocks and those people that are buying those dips in those right now?
Yeah. If you look, the market's had a hard time dropping below the 20 period moving average. It's like down there, 2 or 3% down, boom, bought up, down, bought up, down, bought up. It's like the thing is, it's just like the SPACs. I mean, the same thing happened. People are going to get used to it. It's going to do the same thing this time. They're going to go in, and then guess what? They'll pull the carpet out. They'll just pull it right out, and then that's when we hit the 10% down. But I still think that would be bought up, So, yeah, I have money sitting in the sidelines in my 401k right now as well. Cash the stock to 401k. Yeah, if it makes you feel better, do what you want to do. The 25 years left, I mean, you're probably I missed out in 2016. I thought for sure Hitler was going to win. I missed out. I missed that run. I missed like a 10% run. You know, once Trump got elected, it was just off to the races, and I missed out on that. Yeah.
So in 2024, are you gonna not miss that one?
You think DeSantis is going to run?
I don't know.
And who do you think is going to run with him, Gerry?
Trump put out an ad. Did you see the ad?
I did not.
He put out an ad for bashing Biden. A TV ad.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Why? Is that for 2022?
2024?
Ah,
I don't know.
the thing is, let's just say that Trump won. Let's play hypothetically. If Trump wins, you still got to get past all the election bullshit laws that they've passed and all the bull crap. Like, that's not gone. None of that's gone. You know?
If he runs though in 2024, oh, it's gonna be so entertaining.
A Trump DeSantis ticket.
A Trump DeSantis ticket would be so freaking entertaining.
Oh my gosh. It's exciting. I live about 35 miles north of Detroit. I worked for an automotive supplier 2005, 2010. It was so rough for manufacturing. Oh, I bet. Oh, I bet. Yeah. What did you do? Were you still employed during that time or what? Or did you get laid off? I know Ford shipped a bunch of manufacturing down to Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
Matt loves to talk about beating Dave. Ooh. Matt and I are honestly, he's about the same percentage wise away from a 1 million that I am from 2. So we're pretty close. So, you know, he's doing a lot more side work than I'm doing, but you know, it's a head to head right now. You know, if I don't meet it before I quit next year, then he's probably going to end up winning because I will have no income at that point. Let's see here, 0.62 beta portfolio with a 5% yield on or cost of yield got to preserve capital. That's a really damn defensive beta. How'd you get it that low? You got a lot of utilities in there or what?
Yeah, I was gonna say a lot of utilities in there. Or bonds. But 5%, you ain't getting no 5%.
No. This is not the 90s. Got to preserve capital. Yeah, I'm just curious. Some of the staples are low, but I don't know if they're that low. The utilities are probably the lowest.
Yeah. Utilities.
Staples. Some of the staples are pretty low.
Healthcare too.
What's your CAGR? Curious what your CAGR is. He can have bonds, Gerry. They're just not paying 5%. Like he has a small amount of there. But the thing is, though, for 5% yield, it couldn't be bonds because. But in order to get the beta down that low, it seems like it's bonds or something like that. But in order to get you know what I mean? So it has to be equities, unless there's some other vehicle I'm not aware of.
Yeah, bonds would be risky as hell right now.
Plus, they don't pay anything. They're not paying anywhere near 5%. Detroit, Flint,
Pontiac.
Potomac.
There's the other one.
Pontiac. That's a car manufacturer. We're hit hard by downturns in the auto industry. Jobs are more spread out all through the suburbs. Yeah, yeah. You think that Silicon Valley will ever become like a Detroit some point in our lifetime?
I think so. Absolutely.
I don't know. Tech's gonna be around. It'll outlive us. It's gonna outlive us.
I think though that a natural disaster could upend that.
What, in the Bay Area?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think so.
It's gonna San Francisco's gonna fall in the ocean.
Yeah. I think An earthquake's not going to do it. I was there in '89 when we had the big one, so it didn't.
I don't know. You got a lot of people. You got a lot of companies choosing some of these other states to get into. So,
Well, of course, because they're smart.
yeah.
Texas, for example. I mean, moving the manufacturing down. The Toyota did one. I think what Tesla did one. Yeah. Why wouldn't you? Jeez.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just curious. It's interesting to think about because Silicon Valley. I mean, I don't think so. That area got devastated in 2001. Like, I mean, you couldn't give a house away back then. You could have bought a house if you had the money. That would have been the time to buy. But it's yeah. Um, I'm sitting in the hospital right now with COVID pneumonia. I've always used to call it that pneumonia. It's pneumonia. Listening to you guys. Really, Petey? Damn, dude. That's some serious shit. Pneumonia is not anything to that's honestly that's the reason why a lot of old people die.
Yeah.
It's because they can't cough that stuff out. I mean, it's serious. Man, Petey, let us know how you're doing, man.
Yeah.
Keep in touch in the Discord or whatnot, and let us, make sure that. Man, sorry to hear that, man. Jeez, I honestly really don't know anybody that's ever been in the hospital. He's the first person in my life. Nobody else I've known that's been in the hospital.
Really?
Yeah, nobody.
That's crazy.
If I got pneumonia, I'd probably end up dying just because I would never go to the hospital. I'm just that bad. I'm like one of those people that's, oh, my body will take care of it, and it's like, that's why I would actually need a woman because they'd probably force me to go to the hospital. They'd probably force me to go to the hospital for, a stubbed finger though. Yeah, man, PD, be safe, buddy. Have several family members living just north of Big D.
That would make you laugh.
Big Detroit, don't they have all done well in various jobs related to automotive. My immediate family lives somehow, yeah. Didn't they do the Volt there or whatever? Where did they do the Volt? Wasn't some other Wisconsin or something, maybe?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know where they're doing stuff nowadays.
It's probably where they're doing all the recalls now. Yeah. GM. It's never going to be back what it was, though. It's just not. The child tax credit is just an advance on the credit you. Okay, gotcha.
Yes.
So people are spending the money like it's free. That's a good point. They're going to be surprised when they get their tax.
Exactly.
Where's my
I'm getting it.
My refund so small?
I'm getting it. I'm just sticking it to the side because I know I'm going to have to owe.
It cracks me up that everybody like in the investment community, I got my stimulus, man, and I'm going to buy this stock and buy this stock. Everybody invested. Nobody freaking needed that. Well, people needed it, but a lot of people in the investment community, like they just invested it. The end of the year normally now, yeah, exactly. They owe money. It's better to owe a little bit of money. That way you don't let the government have it all year.
Exactly.
People don't see it like that, though. I get it. They use it as a bank account. They use it as a savings account, Gerry.
Yeah, they think it's a windfall.
They actually think it's a windfall, but it's their freaking money all year. That's why I don't pay quarterly taxes. Actually, I'm going to be paying quarterly taxes probably the next week. It's due on the 15th. It's technically it's not due, but I'm going to pay it. I'm going to pay 10 grand or something like that, and then I'll pay another 10 grand in January. But because they don't actually know, you know what I mean? Like it's just I can say I paid 20 grand, and it's like whatever. Trying to make it look like I would been paying it. See here, I always tell people that Detroit is a good place to be from rather than a place to be at. I'm not trying to offend anybody here from Detroit, so If there's jobs there, then by all means, if you got a job, then that's it. You got family there, then that's it. I just make sure you're safe. Don't move to or live in a place that's got lead pipes. Test the water. Live in a safe suburb too.
Yeah.
People was shot. Just a 4-year-old kid was shot in Chicago, Jerry. Stray bullets.
But no protest, huh?
Probably not. Wasn't shot by a cop. Yeah, I mean, people die every single day in Chicago, Suburbs are nice. Michigan is, yeah, I was talking to somebody there, dating wise. I was talking to somebody there, and she lived like on the shore or something. Like, because I've been to the Great Lakes, I've been on the Great Lakes fishing and stuff, and there's some nice areas up there. It just wouldn't be a place that I would ever want to live.
Yeah, I mean, there's nice places everywhere. I mean, I was watching. I watch a lot of travel videos and stuff, and someone showed some areas in New York, and I was like, "That's New York," because the only thing I think about New York is big city and.
Well, you got to go upstate, Jerry.
Yeah, and I'm looking at that's New York. That's freaking beautiful.
But that's the problem. It's harsh. Like it's harsh up there. It's harsh in upstate New York. Harsh in parts of Michigan, Chicago. Like it's harsh. Like I live in Denver, but it's not that harsh here. It's a secret, We get a lot of sun here during the winter. It's not that much snow in Denver, Like you live in Buffalo, you live in like Rochester, you live in, Rome, New York, where I used to work. Man, they had 10 feet of snow until you get that lake effect. Until Lake, was it Erie? One of those lakes freezes over. They get a lot of snow, Like it's harsh. But you're right, it could be beautiful up there. Don't go out though. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's a lot of mosquitoes up there though.
Skeeters.
Yeah, I agree. Sorry, Petey. Let us know how you're doing, man. He's got his laptop in there, apparently. That's good. Or his phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I was right. Pilgrim's Pride.
Is that the Spartan thing? What's Pilgrims?
I knew there was a pilgrim in there. Chicken.
Where? Yeah, I think Billy made that up.
Pilgrim's Pride.
Foster's Farms, Tyson's, and ConAgra.
Yeah, it's a small cap.
Pilgrims. Upper Michigan, yeah, exactly. I agree. There's some nice cliffs and stuff up there. But I mean, it'd be pretty harsh to live up there, though, is what I'm saying.
I have to go there in the summer.
It's right near, it's on the other side of Toronto. Let's see, you're spending some quality time there to retire with this camper. You can drive all the way up there? Just tell us what type of camper you get, too. You get the Airstream? K1s are easy to file in Texas. They're not as easy as a 1099 DIV, Petey. There's some thinking and stuff you got to do there. Unlike a 1099, it's just box this, box this, box this. K1's about half of it is boxes, and the rest is like a little bit of thinking you got to do. Or yeah, anyways, I'd prefer not to deal with them. That's just me. Oil MLP ETS to avoid the tax situation.
Yeah, it's just too bad MLPs have been crap for the past 10 years.
Yeah.
Maybe
Carter 2.0 probably didn't help the situation either. Oil's just not going anywhere, but it's definitely with Carter 2.0 in there, it's definitely a little bit of pressure right now. Holy cow, Patrick. Yeah, I get that. Yeah, get out of there.
Yeah, you really need to get out of there. If they tell you you can go, because you don't want to be.
I would just start pulling all that shit out and leaving myself. But the thing is I've told Allgood this, and Gerry knows it. The longer you stay in there, the weaker you get. Get out as soon as possible. I spent a week in the hospital, and I had to leave in a wheelchair. I couldn't walk. Like it's just you get so weak there. Every day you're there, you lose body mass, you lose weight, you just get weaker and weaker and weaker. Get the hell out of there. Primary residence. Okay, I see no tax burden. Up to 500K, I think, if you're married, 250 if you're single. I don't know what the 30 is. 40K is 6 months salary for me. Would run around emergency. Yeah, I don't believe in emergency fund. It's not right for everybody. I think it's probably right for most people because most people don't invest. For me, my options account's my emergency fund.
Yeah, I think it really depends on how stable your job is too.
That's true.
Like
Good
if your
point.
job is stable, what's the point, right? If you really have a stable job. But if you're not, if you're the type that's bouncing around job after job and whatnot, you might want to have some money on the side.
Good point. I'll probably have like 10K or set aside or something when I fire next year in a separate account, not in the options account, for easy access, for quick, easy access, right? Getting money out of IB is going to take a day or two. So I might have money somewhere else that I can just get out or, draw off of it immediately or whatever.
Oh, there
But,
he goes. He addresses it on the next one.
but at the same time, my entire life, I've never had an emergency fund ever in my entire life. See, I'll probably just throw it all in there. Working, civil service.
Oh, yeah, he's good.
Yeah, he's good. Probably got great benefits too when he retires. Just investing 100K when the market keeps shooting up, making me, yeah, I get it. I'm right there with you. That's why I'm sitting about 50% cash in the 401K, just because, well, for me, it's different though. I'm going to retire next year. 30 years from now, it won't matter. Yeah, that's true. I don't know how much Kevin, oh, he's 30 years old, Gerry. That's what the 30 meant.
Gotcha.
Well, I mean, why do you want to work till you're 60 though?
He might have to in civil service.
I don't know if any job requires that 30 years.
Might have handcuffs.
Golden handcuffs, Gerry. Golden handcuffs. Yeah. I'm selling my rental. I will make around 300K. I don't feel like doing 1031 exchange. Maybe just wait and invest in market slowly. I might regret not doing 1030 exchange. Any thoughts? I'm in my late 40s. The thing is, I had 2 rentals. I sold them, right? I looked at 1031. If anybody doesn't know what 1031 is, it's part of the tax code that let you roll over the capital gains into a like investment, right? So you can theoretically push the capital gains off until you die, right? But you got to be in rentals until you die. That's the problem. That's the downfall. For me, the only other exit strategy, by the way, is to live in the house for 2 years and then sell it, and then go on to the next one, live in the house for 2 years, and then try to sell it. So the 1031, the problem with the 1031 is they say it's a like investment, but you can go into commercial property, you can, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But you're back into a rental. You're back into property. You're back into real estate. If you want to get out, you're screwed. There's nothing you can 1031 really into. I think you can actually get in MLPs, if I'm not mistaken, but that's kind of funny that came up. But there's not a lot of options. You're pretty much stuck with rentals. So if you don't want a 1031, and I completely understand why you want to get out, being that old, late 40s, you're done with it. You want to have access to your money right away if you want it, liquid cash, be done with cleaning toilets, right? And all the lies that the freaking tenants tell you and shit, the damage that they do. I don't understand why people would want to be in rentals their whole life. You make good money in it. Don't get me wrong. I made good money in it, but I actually probably need to make a video on my other channel about it. It's a young man's game. I'm out. I'm done. I feel your pain there. I'd get out. That's me. If I was you, I'd be getting out. I probably would have been out already. It's a perfect time to get out, in my opinion. Prices in homes right now. I was looking at homes in Tennessee, Gerry, through the roof.
Yeah, it's crazy.
You're just gonna have to take a tax hit, though. That's the problem. That's the problem. See here. I wound up leaving the auto industry in 2005 when the employer went out of business. I made plastic toys for over 14 years before I got back in the auto industry 2 years ago. So is the auto industry rebooted back there pretty good, or what? Back to 50%, or is it less than that? Blue collar bill. I mean, it's good to see stuff like that come back. You can honestly think. I mean, you can thank Trump for that. Trump helped with that a lot. Just bringing jobs back to those areas that got hit. Unfortunately, coal's not really one of them, but I grew up in Detroit area. Automotive industry got killed by Toyota and Honda. Yeah.
Imports.
Yeah, but Gerry, I mean, you love American cars.
I do. I'm shopping for a Toyota or a Honda right now.
Jeez. But you do like them. You buy an F-150.
I would definitely buy an F-150 or an Expedition at this moment if gas wasn't over $4 a gallon.
Yeah, but if you bought a truck, you'd buy a Ford truck.
That would be the only one. That would probably be the only one I would consider.
Gotcha. I wonder if a Grateful Man is thinking the same thing. I know he likes Ford, but would he buy a Tacoma or something? What's the other one that Toyota makes? The T or whatever. The Tundra. There you go.
No one ever talks about the Nissan Titan, though.
It's a nice looking truck.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, it's the same truck I have. I just have a cab over me.
Exactly. It's funny how Nissan did that.
Yeah. Same front end. Same engine. I got a Pathfinder. It's the same damn thing. It's a nice looking truck. I agree. Let's see here. 18% consumer staples, 12% REIT. Oh, he's got REITs there, Gerry.
Oh,
lots of staples, lots of utilities.
Yeah, REITs aren't correlated at all, so that's how he got the beta down. And no tech.
Yeah. A little bit of energy.
And no consumer discretionary.
Yep. So his CAGR's probably low. His CAGR's probably like 4 or 5%. Could even be lower than that, actually. Yeah, it might be 4 or 5%. Interesting. That's defensive. That's for sure. So if I made a portfolio like that, I'd get comments all day long. No growth, no growth. GM built junk.
At what year? What were we talking? 2005?
70s.
Is what we're talking?
70s.
No.
Every 70 cars was a piece of shit.
No.
Yeah. Smog pumps and whatever
Well,
else.
yeah, you could talk about that, but those are some of my favorite cars.
70s? Oh, man. Early 80s were, yeah. Early 80s was okay.
Early 80s, they really downsized, and I didn't like it. But
well, you had the Mustang. The Fox body started in 79, so I had an 83 Mustang. It's beautiful. 5.0 in it. Wasn't a roller motor, but 175 horsepower. I don't know. GM, I think all the car manufacturers went with that. Would they have big old gas crisis that happened and what?
Yeah, they were forced into doing that kind of stuff. So it wasn't their fault. It was Carter 2.0. No.
1.0.
1.0.
Carter 1.0. What's your opinion on AT&T and the Warner spinoff? I didn't like it. I think it's great probably for AT&T to get rid of some of their crap stuff. But I mean, I think the Warner was actually okay. They really need to get rid of. What do they need to get rid of, Gerry?
Dish.
Direct. That's what they need to get rid of.
Dish, no, Direct.
Direct TV. You're right. But I just hate it because I didn't want them to cut the dividend, but what are you going to do? I still have it in my portfolio.
I think Discovery is the winner there, and I'm selling puts on it. By the way,
Against Discovery, is
Mhm.
it good? Is it
It's
premium?
decent. It's decent.
Juicy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have 50 cents for like a 25 strike.
AT&T, yeah. AT&T's. It's going to be a long time before they can right that ship, just like Intel. It's just bad sentiment, and it takes a long time to overcome that. People are going to always see it as a range-bound stock, and that's what it's been for many, 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 many years. So until they get rid of that juju, like Ford's been a range-bound stock for a long time too. Intel, Ford, AT&T all have the same issue. Now, Intel will come out of it, I believe, though. Pat Gelsinger. Let's see here. Wife is a school teacher and has COVID. Now I'm hoping not to get COVID. Yeah. Um, yeah, I don't know, man. I don't think I have a COVID. I don't think I've had it. If I did, I had zero symptoms.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that show no symptoms.
I haven't had a cold. I haven't had a cold since 2016. I've been sick since 2016. That's the longest I've never been sick, and I contribute to I think it's because of keto. Well, once I started keto, I've been sick. I don't know. Like before that, I'd get sick once I'd get the flu, not the flu. I never, very rarely ever had the flu. I think I had the flu like twice in my life. But the cold wise, I used to get a cold like once a year, maybe every other year before I was on keto. I just don't think that I was eating the nutrients that I needed, like the vitamin D and stuff that comes in, dairy and stuff. Volt is built. Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. So they're gonna be doing a lot of recalls up there. Isn't that's the car that got a bunch of recalls, right?
Is it the Volt or the Bolt? Because
Yeah,
there's
I don't
two.
know. I get those confused.
Yeah, I think it's the Bolt.
James was saying it was like $3 billion freaking recall or something like that, which I don't know if it's that high, but $3 billion, Jerry.
Can't be that high. They ain't sell that many of them.
Yeah, I agree. They got to put a whole new battery and engine in there or something, Jerry.
Yeah.
No, all goods out. Chevy. Okay, there you go. Bolt and Volt.
The plant is currently down due to the battery issues.
There you go.
What was the battery issue?
It's a good question.
Caught on fire or what?
Any one of those cars gets hit, they'll just. I mean, they'll probably explode. They really need to protect those batteries. They're so darn dangerous, Yeah, I don't know what it is, but it's apparently a big issue, Jerry. They shut the plant down. Oh man. Getting to the end, what's the best position we are putting on this week? Q's, baby. Q's for me.
I have no idea. None. No, actually, I'll take that back. I was looking at. I'm hoping for a down day on ARK K and possibly TAN ETF.
I already have RKs on. You got TAN?
TAN.
I just rearrange those and put a TNA on.
I was looking at putting that on too. It's a little redundant though, having IWM and TNA on.
I don't think I have. So I have it. Do I have an IWM? Yeah, I do have an IW. I have two of them on, but I have a TAN on or TAN. I have a TNA on, but I don't have a TNA on the same expiry that I have an IWM on though. Yeah. So yeah, for me, Qs. That's my go-to. So no, I don't do a lot of individual stuff as much as anymore. If I did, it's just like a Tesla or something like that, Amazon. So HELOC is my emergency fund. I don't even think they're doing a lot of HELOCs right now. That's an interesting home equity. That's an interesting emergency fund.
Mine is my credit card.
I agree. Get points for your emergency fund. Pay it off at the end of the month.
Yep.
Yeah, I'd have to have a substantial emergency in order to tap into something else. Like there's nothing that I've had to buy that I couldn't pay off at the end of the month. So
Right.
that's not a bad way to have an emergency fund, though. Have a HELOC. I just don't know if they're doing a lot of HELOCs right now. Do a 1031 into DSTs. So far for 4 years into two different ones. I don't know what a DST. Okay, Delaware. Yeah, I've heard of those actually. Now that I take it back. Was I was trying to look at something to 1031 into, and it just wasn't a lot of good options out there. I don't know anything about those though. I remember reading about them or hearing about it, but I purged that information. To what? How do you spell that? New Ford, I can spell and pronounce. He loves Fords. Let's see your options. You know what that one is, Jerry? Did you look it up?
That's Upstart.
Upstart.
Same deal with the first stock we looked at.
What do you mean?
UPST. It's like just parabolic.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's different type of company though. It's financial. It's I kind of maybe heard about this one a little bit. It's not as overpriced as the other or Con. What was the other one? Not ConAgra.
Zscaler with a
Yeah,
Zscaler.
Zscaler. It's definitely not as overpriced as Zscaler is, but
well, this one only has it says 386 PE trailing 12 months. So
4P is 144 though.
Oh, well, that's nice.
Yeah, it's a lot lower. It's got earnings too this week. Wait, no, that's next week. Nope, it's Friday. It's got earnings on Friday.
I'd
want to be at the 140 if I was doing an option on that.
I have a lot of respect for people that buy into these kind of companies at this point. There's no way I would want to buy these things.
What about a 140 put, Jerry? I'm not saying you got to do it, but I'm saying if you had to.
140, yeah, it's close, but 120 would be a lot nicer.
Well, shoot, if you say that, 40 would be a lot nicer.
Well, yeah, down there at 50, 40, yeah. But I look at where where it could have support. You said 140?
120, well, 140's got a gap right there.
Yeah. And then I like to look at the next level down.
Yeah, well, you're right. 120 is probably solid, but I mean, the thing is, when I say solid, it's as solid as until it's not. Like, stock could tank down to $40 tomorrow. Who knows? You know what I mean? Like, it's such a small, unproven, new company. Like, I really don't know much about it. It's not that small, but to me,
strikes don't even. Oh wait, there we go. October 15th, 120. You can get about 30-40 cents.
Yeah, it's too much risk.
Yeah, way too much. But I think he's talking about owning it. So
yeah, if you want to own it, but you're like a 160, 180. Yeah, I don't know. That's a tough one. It's not something I'm going to be touching. Because I don't know anything about the company, but let's see here. The big three, GM, Ford, Chrysler, will never be what they were. Yeah, auto suppliers will continue to be around for a long time. Yeah, I was wondering that. Eventually all the auto parts stores. Let's go to the auto parts store. You got to drive in 2 hours to get to one.
Yeah, it's funny though. You talk about Chrysler, and nobody ever talks about Chrysler, but they are like my number 2, and they're like very close to my number 1, and it's because you want to talk about a company that's going to need to transform in a big way soon. It's Chrysler, because they aren't doing nothing.
Chrysler still exists?
They're doing nothing.
Mercury went away.
I mean, they're still building the freaking Hellcat, big V8 naturally aspirated Hemi V8s getting crappy
Well,
miles per
that
gallon.
became a thing again. High horsepower, 700
That's what I'm saying.
700
That's
horsepower
why,
engines. They all did.
that's why they're my next favorite, because they said, you know what, screw you. We ain't going to do all this hybrid EV crap. Let's put out 700 horsepower four-door sedan.
But it wasn't just them, though. Ford and GM did the same thing. They all have.
I think Chrysler did the best, though.
Like a Camaro, Bullet, Mustangs, whatever. They all did the same thing. What else did they make, Gerry?
They did the Challenger, the Hellcat, the Demon,
PT Cruiser.
Yeah, they did a lot of cool shit.
Which was ugly.
It was ugly, but they did a lot of cool shit. That's I don't think GM and Ford really do cool stuff no more.
Yeah, you're right. GT40.
Like look at the Mustang Mach-E. Why would you put the Mustang name on that thing?
I don't like that they're using the names on cars that don't look like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't like that. What's that?
Maverick. The Maverick.
Yeah, well, they're bringing the old names back. Falcon will probably come out, like a Pinto will come back out.
I don't think they're going to bring Pinto back.
But they're going to bring back all the old names, Gerry. Oh, man.
But Chrysler has nothing. They have no innovation as far as what are they going to do? They're going to have to probably partner with someone.
Well,
I don't know.
Is the writing out on the wall that they can't produce any more combustible engines? I know that. You know what I mean?
It's going to hurt.
I've heard. I think Glenn Beck was talking about it the other day. He was like saying by 2025, all these manufacturers aren't going to have any combustible engines anymore, including all the supercar makers. You know what I mean? Like, that's crazy. Ferrari's just going to be racing electric engines, and Porsche, and you're not going to have. I mean, Formula One will probably still be combustion engines, but so NASCAR. But
yeah, I think Chrysler only has like one hybrid. I don't even,
There you go, one car, one and done. Man, I don't know. It's kind of scary. It's kind of scary to see where things go. I'm gonna be buying some old sports cars. I'll tell you that right now. A lot of people probably will.
Chrysler could be hurt the most. They've always been the redheaded stepchild.
Dodge isn't doing much better. They have a truck that people tend to like, but they're not doing much better.
Chrysler, Dodge, same thing.
Oh, okay, never mind. Even if you move into a property, you will still owe dividend capture. Yes. It's not dividend recapture. It's depreciation recapture, which is probably what he's talking about. You got to pay capital gains, plus you got to pay depreciation recapture. Depreciation recapture is 20%, and the capital gains will be 15%. I think the depreciation capture actually goes higher than 20%, but you have to make a boatload of money to be up there. But yeah, that hit me hard. That hit me like it was a lot. Yeah, I think I had to pay $60,000 from just selling the house, just in depreciation recapture and capital gains. Not to mention the $20,000 I paid in commissions. Let's see here. One of the ones I did a carryback, by the way, so I got to split it out by 30 years or until it gets paid back. Let's see here. Owned a 74 Ranchero. There you go, Gerry.
I had a 71.
Huh?
I had a 71.
Yeah, you like El Caminos better or Rancheros?
I like El Caminos better, but I would like to have a Ranchero because it was kind of me and my dad's car.
They look the same. Why does it matter?
No, they're not the same.
They look the same.
El Caminos are a little softer, I think.
Yeah. Love until broken half after hitting a bridge. Well, you shouldn't be hitting bridges with a car.
Yeah.
Bridge
some 360s in the Ranchero, but I never hit a
429 with a tarantula intake, 750 double pumper Hollies on it. Man, I bet you that thing sucks some gas.
Mine only had a 302 four barrel.
Well,
It
so
was still fun.
you had a 750 4 barrel on it.
I don't remember.
Oh, a 429. Is that an engine? Is that a Ford engine size?
That's a Ford engine, yeah. It was
Hmm.
I think it's a Board 390.
Oh, you think so?
I believe so.
Yeah, could be a 490 underboard. Just kidding. Um, Dave, ever consider testosterone replacement therapy now that you're getting older? Maybe in 10 more years? What, are you saying I don't look good?
What kind of question is that? I
Jerry.
mean, is that something that you're thinking about?
Me?
Yeah.
Where have I ever mentioned that, Jerry?
Well, that's why I'm wondering where this video question came from. Is it something that you threw concern of over or something?
No, I didn't mention it in any video. You would have heard it. In answer to the question, no, absolutely not. I'm not messing with nature. If I took that now, which I have no reason to take it, if I took it now, I feel like my body would just like, oh, well, we don't need to produce any testosterone. And then I think that stuff like that screws up bodies. So there's no way I would be taking it. Even if my moves got as big as Gerry's. So,
Mine are there. They're there.
you have a man zero on.
No, they don't bounce yet.
You have a bra, not a bra. You have a bro on.
Bro.
Batteries in the Bolt caught on fire. Apparently, LG supplied defective batteries, which had a bent tab. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Tesla could be doing the same thing. They don't make their own batteries. They put their name on a Panasonic battery. At least is what GM's saying. Man.
See, here I was. I've been considering going hybrid, and maybe I'm not.
You better buy a car soon, especially in California.
Dude, I went to I drove by. I didn't go to it. I drove by the Honda dealership. I drove by the Mercedes dealership because they're like near my house. But
Renters?
they, usually they have cars in there crammed in like sardines. They're like spaced out a car apart.
Yeah, they're COVID spread apart.
They're like far apart, and they're the
6 feet
parking
apart.
lot's empty. They like have a whole Honda has a whole section just completely empty.
Suppliers, it's not just cars either. It's a lot of stuff are having issues right now. There's a couple of channels I follow, and they're like, it's bike stuff. You can't get bike stuff, like it's everything. So, still going on. Epic. You put on a Tesla noise. Yes, I do have a Tesla on. It's a 450. I got a 450 on. $2.50 I got for that, Gerry. 2.66. Yeah, 2.66% probably in the money. 1.8 billion there, yeah. I heard numbers all over the place, up to 3 billion or something, but yeah. 1.8 billion, Gerry. Freaking recall. That's about what I heard, James. GM, yeah. GM is also going after LG. Yeah, they're going to have to. Jeez. Chrysler actually merged with a European.
So there you go. See, I knew that was gonna. I didn't know that news, but I knew they would have had to have done something because they wasn't doing anything for a while. Because it was Fiat Chrysler, and now it's Fiat Chrysler Peugeot. Now they calling it Stellantis. What a name! That rolls off the tongue, Stellantis.
Again, Tony. Just to go back on this one real quick, if I'm not mistaken, a lot of these cars, like Teslas, for example, isn't the battery like built into the chassis and shit? Like the chassis is part of the battery, right? So you got to like, what? You got to disassemble the whole damn car? Would it be just cheaper for Volt, whatever the just here's a new car. Here's a new car. 30 grand, you know. You know, you're right though. How many did they sell? That's $1.8 billion.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, how many could they have sold?
So over a long period of time. Yeah, I've heard of if it's Peugeot. Yeah, I've heard of those because I've seen those cars over in different countries.
Yeah, see, I knew they would have to partner with somebody to get some technology going into their stuff.
For LG, I'm sure we'll have to pay part. Yeah, man. Chrysler's headquarters is about 10 minutes away from me. Chrysler.
Yeah, Jeep.
Don't forget, Jeep is Chrysler. That's true, Jerry. I forgot about Jeep.
Yeah,
Jeep is pretty strong in this country.
Jeep is strong. That truck is butt ugly. Sorry.
The Cherokees. Man. It's a funny story of a friend of mine. He had a Mustang, got rear-ended, was in the shop, you know, and so he went to go get a rental car, got a brand freaking spanking brand new Jeep Cherokee, fresh off the lot, you know, $35,000, still had a sticker or some shit on it, you know, first person to rent it. And he had his thing for like a couple of weeks, you know, and then we go around corners and stuff. I'm like, you know what, man, you need to slow down. You got to roll this freaking thing, you know. I get a call one night when I was working nights, and he's like, yeah, Dave, I rolled it. I'm like, what do you mean?
Shit.
He's like, yeah, I rolled the Cherokee. Totaled it. And then he calls he calls the rental car company up and says, yeah, I totaled it. It's totaled. And they're like, oh, you're going to need the rental car longer? Your car totaled? They thought his Mustang was totaled, so he's going to need the rental car longer. No, I totaled your rental car.
Oh,
and they gave him another one. Oh, my God.
Nice.
He got the insurance. Hypothetical. You have $100K right now in this market, which equals 1/5 your current net worth. What do you want to do? Ooh. You have $100K right now in this market.
I would leave it alone.
Yeah. Why wouldn't you put more money in the market? If you have only 1/5 working for you, what's the rest doing? You're losing money if it's not invested. You can keep some on the side, but you need to invest. Come on. Yeah, unless we're just not understanding the question, right?
Possibly.
They sell about 20,000 bolts a year, maybe about 120 or so bolts made. Just guessing. Okay, so what times 120,000 by how much does a bolt cost, Jerry? It can't be that
I
much.
don't know. Call it 30 grand. That's what, 3.6 billion.
Well, there you
Is
go.
that billion or million? No, that's billion.
Yeah. Add 4 zeros. Wait, is that right? No. Add 4 zeros. Yeah, I don't know. So it's about right. So we're at the end, folks. We've been going on a lot longer tonight than usual, but it's been very fun. I hope everybody had a great Labor Day, birthing day. Market's right where it is. 40, it's basically flat. Hey, John Arnold, thanks. So, well, sure, let's answer this one. 100K on the sidelines in current market, which equals, so the rest is invested? Is that what he's saying?
Oh, okay. You have 100K on the sideline. So he has one, which equals one. So he's got 500K in the market.
400K in the
reverse math or 400. Yeah.
Depends on your time horizon, but if I had 15, 20 years left, I'd put it all in. There's no reason to have it in the sideline. There's money. There's a reason why I have money on the sideline. I'm just in a different boat. But obviously, make sure you have a good. Is this a still service guy, Jerry?
Oh, I don't remember.
I don't remember either. But yeah, I mean, if you have a secure job, you have, bills paid off, whatever, then maybe you need an emergency fund. I don't know. Like, I don't know your situation, but so yeah, if I had a lot of time and I had a good job, maybe 10K, 13K, 20K, whatever on the side, then I'd just invest it. I think Sky's usually at work on Sunday. That's good. Good to actually have you here. Good to do
Yep.
the stream on a Monday. But hope everybody has a great week. And we're going to see you next week on Sunday. So appreciate everybody joining. And Gerry, anything you want to say?
No, thanks, guys. Enjoyed it. It was fun. Let's do it again next Sunday.
All right, y'all. We'll see y'all next week. Have a great week trading. See y'all later.